from demanding the physical appearance of Mr. Ofori-Atta before it in the described circumstances. We have the firm conviction here that this is only a ruse employed by Mr. Ofori-Atta in aid of his intention to avoid returning to the jurisdiction and to personally answer questions in respect of the investigations. We are convinced that the real intention of Mr. Ofori-Atta is what was communicated to the OSP in the very first letter transmitted by his lawyers on 31 January 2025. That is, he has left the jurisdiction indefinitely. That was what was communicated to us at the first instance, and that is his intention. He has no intention of willingly returning to the jurisdiction. That much is clear to us. Consequently, ladies and gentlemen of the media, the OSP declares Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta a wanted person. He is a fugitive from justice. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure his return to the jurisdiction and attendance at the OSP. And this is to Mr. Ofori-Atta. You have two choices. You can either return to the jurisdiction voluntarily, or the OSP will enforce your return.
Mr. Chairman, corruption is debating us. Corruption is stifling us. We cannot enhance access to education and healthcare for women based on the way we are fighting corruption. The theories are not bearing out what we are encountering now. The theories do not match the practice. Corrupt actors are becoming very dangerous if you preface this. We cannot do this in respect of our assigned task if we reimagine the way we are fighting corruption. If we reconceptualize the fight against corruption and ground it in a functionally specific way and not based on theoretical constructs. Functionally specific way I mean in our context now. How do we fight corruption and address the problem in such a way that education of the girl, healthcare to the females will be well funded? That's what I mean. And so on this, the last week, the Office of the Special Prosecutor made proposals to the Constitution Review Committee for constitutional reforms. And we have called for a dedicated chapter on anti-corruption with a framework definition of what we mean by corruption. If I were to ask all of us around here what corruption is, we will only describe activities and not be able to fairly pin it down. And we have called for the constitutional practice to express society's opinion in the constitution.
Sir Obo Kenofata Kwedu. That's a special prosecutor yen on Hukwasa near Dada Ghana for again. Let a filing wrong case court. Now a Jack Kenofata. And for whom evidence I been on that, let me try Kenofata build the principle of double jeopardy. Ya reya ohinba bonede titu kumbe show is to me say. Ya reya this important for ya Ghana. O declare wanted. O baba kosi o afraid the fugitive from justice me yefin so. Afraid you see oh obi a wa commit crime a unyan charge and what declare so a fugitive from justice. For no ton chen. Obi a wo se wa ya boni o. Obi a wa ya boni on na the timetable de ba Ghana. Are we real as a country? So obi a commit crime. Either say ya fraud, misrepresentation, whether say ya whatever it is no. Now nipa no one commit crime na ma o date no de ba ma o wa charge no. And this important for yama yeni now. Now ya here the principle of double jeopardy yama kan in law you know. Special prosecutor be fa kwa asaswa file case bi no wa court. Ube procedural error na case oh case no ya quitting and discharge no. Second Ofori-Atta yɛde kodina court na special prosecutor fa kokɔ asa so na yɛ akreti ne decide on the offense attorney general ntumi mfa saa offense no money bill. It's in the law. The principle of double jeopardy. And you better TV so Ken Oforiatta National Cathedral SMAD near Cabo of Nakasia. Oh, can you yana? Special prosecutor Befa Kwambiswa a criminal proceedings. And in criminal prosecutions, you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Or you but same way. Say obi a prosecutor no prosecutor was someone. Don't be kind of judge in a so. Yeah. And this special prosecutor or the Obiko court no committed procedural error. Na error no man who say wa yamfo so na court no bo asem ni go a. Sa charge 9 e dia bo Ken Oforiatta no. Attorney General ntimi nsa no nkomwe mu enko for the same offense in fambo no. It doesn't matter the evidence you have in the near future. Maybe en kama di mu a. Case na wo ho no. Yema ohoho ni nsa mfiri ho. Na yamfa mada Attorney General of Ghana. Na ni ndie mu no. Evidence ora agada, Yoko fu agada, FIC fu agada, BNI fu agada no. Attorney General should take up the matter. Na mo se yetna ho. Ni ya gini se special prosecutor obo hold press conference. We declare ne wanted. 2 days later waba also wanted list ni mayi. Na Ken Oforiatta no no adi boni atia man no. Onu ankasa ma ne date ono de bagana in May. Oneba between May and then do you know what will happen? Who in discussion about also? Ya when ya a man for the asukwa bedan ya tenchina. Ya when ya special prosecutor be throw down e de atoho. Yan confie na yetima na dan 6. Enti bo election 2028 no. So ka se Ken Oforiatta oye we a obega does look. Ono was subjecting who to court you know. Special prosecutor code na and we dipem magimu ya the double of the corner of double jeopardy no ebetima potiaye on Ken Oforiatta case.
Ediba TV XYZ baby awa wo hwe bibiano wo sa wo tie power 97.9 FM Mwakwaba Ediba dwumedia ya to day inside politics Mondays edition edina me de so Nicholas ya usi Olsen wo betumi Afra McKin Nicholas mitem ama a regular host Mugabe Mase and they be being to ntumi am cancer ne be here so se me fa akonya kese no na me mu bedi dwumedia ni pepepe te se maye na na and then some brina na egubamba so aye ba na ye bedi hu komo na ye bedi hu komo ma memfa na ase kese ma otwedi ampo nyankopon se we bi osunto kra na dia che kwa na import chamada bodwima moje di emu afru sani efi anapa ya besi sa mabri na dama bri no bebrina na wetumi aye ediama yen na mepa cha obebri and some brina ne gubamba so ye beka ho asem menda eye omoso omobo mechi do mo eye studio sa behind the scene menko eye MCR menda Mr. Ralph Jampo director menda wase papa sa so na menda eye Uncle Peter say menda Emmanuel Neti ase de eteno no abaso ho ana ohode ana wa hwene sikasem ye pa enti bitia no ana obebe ne bri yo menda abaso so ase me ba eye cameras miami nua Francis no wo cameras ha ono so utwa me papa me nua ba gifty ono so esiesie me fine mama de aba betena ha na ende se wo hu se me she tuntum ti ha me ankasa me papa wo me we film ni fo yin wo mpacho mfento so mame me papa wo me we film anti nyame ya adoma no 1 week observation ebekoso wo takrade anaje choice smart nyame ya adoma Thursday anti metoto nsa de afro bia se mumbe mejame eyose na ebusua me ne menuanom ne ebusua nyina mumbe jame nyame ya adoma Thursday abrabo 7 anapa wotakrade anaje choice smart ho na yebeye 1 week observation no na yede ama oluman na area mbrepem no eyeda ne beba na ama oluman yeda so ye de atodwanti moma yen hye ne nso muluma no da TV no so no ye friend Robert Nana Yosen okwata krade abi mu friend 1515 ebi mu so friend Happy Bird enti eno no da so nyame adma Thursday na dwumedie no be ko so enti me ton sa frɛ obi bia se omumbe jamme na bibia yenye oluman 1 week kama pa na bibia entumi enko enkan medase pa ebiom mebe pie nkran krodue yi mu edwam obia di adanse papa ba ko afam se ba me friend uncle but wafam se ba oni mitu anamon bebre abra nanse kra no hododo no cheda frame me amitumi ekopie no so bank hall your friend said the bank hospital in the kudin komo ananye bibia or say serious bia fiade obi anim say me papa no me bank ha papa fo mo hweme otumi frame na me tena form din komo etu anamon bebre enye obi say chairman emeritus chairman Adekoka yanti asempa chairman Adekoka yanti asempa ade a ha dwene yie pa say my chairman hododo ne kakra the bank hospital no wo mitu anamon kohwe no but because na nya de bia ye hu bia feel say chairman betumi efim so nyame asem Joseph Kobna Adekoka or your former Greater Accra NDC chairman or you be or your communicator so ya besha de bia e be hu ni TV so ye be tin nkan radio so na odi dwuma pa the last program oba ha me di or ye 6th May ya no ba fie ha ma ye ne ye program ne honorable Ashaman na chairman Adekoka oba ye ni di dwuma ye papa na ye na ye bompa ye hwe de bi oba ye ka chairman ye hwe se ambassador se board enche wo benya wo so de cause oyobi osote boys pa and cry back osote boys ohwe boys me amete hey papa oye bi show no cry back me fancy osote boys ntina ye so ye bompa ye ma no say nyame mbie kwan na no so ambassador ria bi ana se board bi a chairman so nye because osote boys he person onye position a obehwe nkofo pa oba ohume ana ye kan fante oba program so kra na mte ha de a be unse ne kasa ni na ada ne mfante kept cool cinema papa ma pese ye be kwa kohwe eye kasamfonyini bi a chairman Adekoka okọ eye funu event bi wa brochuri oyo bi oya ahofama obehu se NDC dwumadi bia forum bibi ombe bia obehu chairman wase nansi akra oni ye boss the executive director and kasa chairman of this company XYZ Broadcast Okoje Honorable Julius Debra Abrayiweku Penny Odano Raymond Acha Papa Fimo wase kropon oni oma na koye eyi baby obefre chairman bia obeba wo program bia ni wa obefre papa ya omba ana wo hu na se no but God knows best inti mebe kan say nyamina no nim no ye monem ba nti ensem bi ho ye ntwini twan ebe jai mama mo hata suri na mameka chairman Adekoka ebusua eye ne yere ne mba omomo abrochire omomo wa ha omomo kepko sina ne say nyamina no de ma anu aso na oje God knows best inti ebusuani na monchiche mo re na chairman prepared do abekọ ekojam ebusua na bibia so etumi akonkan me papa prekope nti ha madwen pa yi na ye bikọhwe eye chairman kopie mu recently abrochi memu eye funeral event bi okopie mu ho moma ye nhwe emra.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me also introduce to you our very own Honorable Joseph Adekoka. I know, when you call Adekoka, you have to say only Daddy. Joseph Adekoka, the Honorable, was the NDC party's Greater Accra Regional Minister, Regional Chairman for the party. He has been an ardent member of the NDC party, a very good friend to the Honorable E.T. Mensah. In fact, himself and the Honorable Afoteado, their best friend was E.T. Mensah. Nobody knows E.T. Mensah in the annals of the NDC more than these two gentlemen.
I'm filled with serious emotions, especially for my sister here. And last but not the least, we have to thank the presidency, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa. Are instrumental. They have contributed for us to be here. Because Honorable E.T. Mensah is not only NDC, but Ghana. He's a statesman. He doubles as a member of the Council of State, advises the President, and is a very good friend of Akufo-Addo, His Excellency. They were all in Parliament together so many years. Afoteado said he's a small boy. But when I tell you my age, you'll be wondering, but I'll not tell you. Just to tell you that we have all been in the trenches for a very long time. That is why I was able to be NDC chairman for 12 years. Nobody can do that in Greater Accra, but I was able to do it. But how did I get to where I am? This was true Mr. E.T. Mensah, Honorable E.T. Mensah. He recruited myself, Nana Butler, Alaji Jawula of blessed memory. We were then on the Ghana Football Association. I was a member, Nana Butler was the chairman. I think Jawula was the vice chairman. And he saw in us people who can contribute to the NDC. So he recruited us to the NDC, 1994. That was the time. At that time, I was the Minister for Youth and Sports as well, so you saw the combination. And what he did in our football in Ghana is par excellence. Today, you see professional football being played in Ghana. It was E.T. Mensah. He realized that those players from all parts of the country were amateur players.
Enti Uncle Adekoka Onona yete enkan uncle na me de frɛ no fiade obi anim sɛ me ne na oba ofie kro to me frɛ me yedi nkomo enti ma to ye ni ade ato ye ni NDC fraternity ni na Ghana fo nyina because enye NDC amaye kupe wo be kaya Olympics Accra Gate Olympics or sanso ye Olympic Committee chairman enye grade Olympics pro Ghana mribia akọ waye Olympic Committee chairman pen anti oyobia waye djuma papa yebeka ya Ghana e co-hosti Nigeria year 2000 Ghana ye ni Nigeria ye co-host ono obobo din no E.T. Mensah na Sambro Butler ansana Alaji Jawula nse ono wakoka Alaji Jawula ho enye easy chairman Adekoka non komoso de papa anti oyare hosam on the 6th of May no ba the last show oyeria en hododo no kakra nyame de aton sa frɛ no eno na yehu ye anti nyame mfa ne kransie nyame hwɛ no so na menim sɛ ebusua so tutu bibia area ye be communicate ama obia so ehu ma ewo na ye koja mebusua na ebusua ne mfa bi ntikyere omore she said nyame asem saa na yɛbɛka no enti ɛdeɛte no na and that's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama or reaffirm his commitment to stop illegal mining wo oman Ghana yenim say oman Ghana says no yehwe illegal mining like friend galam say ekosopa na dwumedia ya to the mining in motion summit 2025 ekoso Accra and pay His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ordinadu dsem edikotu dwa edinsem tutu dwa church mu keynote ensem bi o share wo dwumedie na se na ensem ni bi odetu dwa ene say na demonstration ye committed say omube move beyond extraction to transformation into ade ombeye adwuma ye papa omo means no investing in downstream industries or ye be refining ye gold ye be develop our jewelry industry so no be process bauxite into aluminium ni meka ho omo be convert lithium into battery component ni na no ombe use iron ore ni bi to feed steel industry. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and 70 bia odetu edwana no ebiom or say ade a umbe take bold step to formalize niema bia ebetumi aboa small scale initiative cooperative mining skill development program Ghana landscape restoration small scale mining project ahro we no be providing legal access to the land training equipment normal share infrastructure no so yadea and 70 bi odetu edwana no saso no umbe track excavators na we hu whether omo adwuma for illegal mining and also omo nye illegal mining sa na Ghana nankasa currently no excavators bebre nankasa na ewo Africa ha ye di ye adwuma but say sometimes ye hu say baby excavator no won he na ye adwuma na oya na here new permit ebetumi aboa to import any excavator nti se wo kra excavator bi abaman mu a port na ye behwe dwumedie besi ombe track no na omanya valid permit to do so ono so ye nsem ni bia odeto edwa eno no saa so na oka se miners no ombehwe etutu ho anamo properly trained support wobembe support na allies in development omama omu na aboa na niema etumi akonkan o se Ghana's gold export no etumi any oman no 2.7 billion US dollars between January and April. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yenye oden wo ye bue owura sami demfi gold board mu ye adwuma ye papa na we no so betumi increase mine no ye sikasem ne niema na aboa ma bibie etumi akonkan gold board onye say bia o export gold pe na very soon umbe roll out normal track trace system to ensure Ghana's gold export no to procure from environmental sustainable sources no so omobeye pa true policy any regulation no ensure say every ounce of gold biano and as a gram of lithium no mined in Ghana no ebefi ha positive footprint kwa na chesa sempa ne bedi etri aba biom or say ye successful say be remove illegal mining from 8 out of 9 forest reserve previously ayedi ho komo yaka ho nsem ongoing zones no omugu so papa akaba ko ombehwe yi na the major milestone ewom in the renewing effort to reclaim degraded lands bi ya se no ya tete apansan no ye behwe na ya gini na ye ho adwuma na ye promote responsible mining and to where ya there His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ordinadu disem ode atudwa wo mining in motion summit 2025 ekoso wo enkran ha nti where ya there no so akoso ye papa nti bebi adri mayenkwe na yenkohwe na yentie His Excellency John Dramani Mahama abroko PMO wo dwumedia to the mining in motion summit no odituja yentie mra
with the small scale mining sector we will reclaim our forest reserves and restore the purity of our water bodies. Our river guards are working on clearing mining activities in our water bodies and on the banks of our rivers. We've successfully, as the minister told you, we have successfully cleared illegal miners out of 8 out of the 9 no-go zone forest reserves. We will track excavators, as the minister said, in order to know whether they are being used for illegal mining or not. And we intend to change the permitting regime. Ghana has more excavators in this country than in the whole of Africa. We're going to change the permitting regime. You will not be allowed to import an excavator or put it on a ship unless you get a permit before you can ship an excavator. The Gold Board, a key plank in my administration strategy to reform the gold mining sector and ensure maximum benefits for Ghanaians from our gold resources, has taken off. In its short existence, it has sanitized the gold sector, ensuring maximum returns from our gold exports. Ghana's gold exports earned the country 2.7 billion. Ghana's gold exports through the PMMC and the Gold Board earned the country $2.7 billion between January and April. And this figure is expected to increase exponentially throughout the year. But the Gold Board is not only about exporting gold. It will soon roll out a track and trace system to ensure that Ghana's gold exports are procured from environmentally sustainable sources. The Gold Board will work to train artisanal and small-scale miners in responsible and sustainable mining practices. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, in collaboration with the Gold Board, is also soon to launch, in cooperation with the private sector, an ambitious project to reclaim 10,000 hectares of mined-out lands.
It is Excellency John Dramani Mahama na yɛte nka abrando ko PMO Mining Emotion Summit 2025 wa Accra ha ono na de December bi na ode to dwa no saa so na make say Nana Asante Hene otumfo say tutu ono so ko pie dwumedie na se na ade a okopi adwumadi na ase no obo the chief executive officer the Gold Board Mr. Samuel Jemfi kahwe kan Sami Jemfi obo na baso papa wo kwan a wetumi edi Gold Board enim na o mabo adwuma innovations initiatives ahoro de aba mining sector no ono so obo na baso yenkonkotie otumfo say to the second no so nsemo de tudwa.
It cannot be denied that the cocktail of regulatory failures, political miscalculations, and corruption have combined to make the task of curbing the menace more challenging. But there's no issue here which is insoluble. We have an opportunity to calmly dissect the policy options and tools available to deal with the problem. So, I feel sure it is within the capacity of this gathering of industry experts, end users and policymakers to fashion our solutions that work for the good of the nation. Yeah. I feel obliged, however, to call for a sense of perspective. The mining industry has had its challenges in recent years, symbolized more forcibly by the near collapse of Anglo Gold Ashanti in Obuasi. But Obuasi is back on track, and overall the industry to me is in robust health. Almost all our major companies are improving on their performance. The emergence of the new Gold Board is a creative initiative with new horizons for the industry, increasing the raising prospects for more investments and higher yields. As I'm sure we will hear from the Minister for Lands, who will be speaking later, the outlook for the future is truly great, with increasing evidence of the presence of some of the new critical minerals the world needs to drive the new green economy. So, unfortunately, we are in danger of diverting our attention from the bright prospects ahead onto the avoidable pitfalls of illicit mining. For the sake of the nation, please let us hold our nerves and allow ourselves to unwittingly obstruct the path to an even more robust.
Enti otumfo na no say to the second here Asante Hene ono na no so okopie mu Mining Emotion Summit 2025 ode na no disem ode to dwa no bo ura Sami Jemfi abaso no we Ghana ni atie ni ye. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama obefa bendre be 5 months ani but wohwe kwan a wafa so na watumi etu anamo aboa ma so far illegal mining ne kan galamsey omotu so sana wa yade omo baaye na ye forest reserve ni nyina no ya gigi ebi ni akwanta mining wuntumi de ya wasama boy nyame adom omatumi age eye 9 say she omage 8 aka 1 mobeka 2 weeks ago the ledemba ha ono no kasama minerals commission menene di nkomo fa homo chechre sa aka baako no nso mugu so yenya his excellency John Dramani Mahama den oyebue yehu sa wetu yehu tax force ahoro mo ye enye se first na do mo time ni ba obi a omukwa adan omukwa na omukwa akwajiska na omaja hokọ no obaye effort bebrea ma chese wetu wanamo na waye bi ye ekọ eye mining areas na district municipal horo no police commanders ni ya transfer omo because say we police commander na wotena eye mining area cha na waye corrupt they be a tax force fi be fin crime omokwe duru ho na obi ani ho excavator yetu no control board ko wo hye no kra wa hye no kwa because yehu na de ni tutu form na mpanifo bi omunim security nsensem o mayammoa sabio sa galam say setui enye ono nko a ye nyina na yemboa ne yentu sosa because how are your water bodies no yensu eni se na ha adwene mekọ na say na mekwata krade me fa baby a pra river wa wonim pra river be poso wo hwa na sese wo ra ho pra river pao be poso wo ra ho na say amko sunya ne tano so wo fa tano no so a no so sa eni adane tano krade ni nyen say eni dane anko bre ni adane ya water bodies yensu ni eni adane say she offer mining areas a nkofu bebre yare bia tutu homo skin diseases ahuru bia tutu nkofu ha adwene ye pa ti sane ma nyina no ye hwe his excellency John Dramani Mahama anamuntu otu na kwanyo mfa so boa ma ayetu eye illegal mining nasia ebra adwene ntiase so bebi edu no ebebo se ye nyina ye besombi wenye aban bi obetwe mu ko ya o se me ye community mining obekwa na a constituency chairman constituency organizer and secretary omuna edano o say no you know ya nya na sa ya ma yense yensu nti omatu so sa na say ye hu nkofo o ma chiche o mu ye hu excavators o mu sizi ye hu nkofo o mu tu o mu efi eye forest reserve no mu nti dia na wo twen wo ho a ma yenya sorry mfa ma his excellency John Dramani Mahama no mwa eye Owura Kofi Amaboa sector minister Owura Sami Jemfimu edwuma omo ye ha wo mu si regulate eye ye friend saying gold board omo regulate ye gold ha ye tu oman mu na wo hwe eye between January muntie ni o between January and April ye tuminya 2.7 billion dollars a abane nyade wa yade no gususo yade enhu mfaso ni bi na sesi ayache eye dollar yo a ye see na appreciate na dollar no no your friend saying e depreciate no we Ghana ni a mama yemboa his excellency John Dramani Mahama ye nyina ye hwe ye bebia na ebe hu so mo ye galamsey wo hu bia ye mfre ye ntwempanifo adwene entofo ye ntwempanifo adwene mbraso no muntu sa na mo no mboa na galamsey ni ye ntumi ntu so sa because e ha adwene ye e kwan galamsey ni di ye wo de wani fam wo wo ko achim e ko nkoko kumase kwan so a wuduru eye nyinam wo hwe osinom ne ade a yetua abakwan ho osino ne ade yetua ade abakwan ho saa so na western region wo fam ekọ wo sacred point area ho a wonam kwan mu wo kọ ayamfri dun kọ fen kwan so a wo se kwan ho pa ekwan ho pa o na yetu galamsey ha adwene se si akranti a yatene se si omutu na anadwo enti tax force no so me feel so say mu ye 24 hours ni bi anadwo pa na obehu na omutu enti tax force no so ntu sa na mo ne mayen anadwo pa na omutu enti muntu sa na mo ne mayen na ebeboa pa ma bibia etumi akonkan na his excellency John Dramani Mahama me no so ye dai so ayaso say ebeboa na yetu galamsey so sa small scale mining no yebetu so sa no yetu so sa na bibia etumi akọ enkan na me pacho bebre em say yenya ntie fiada no ese chairman wuntumi chairman wuntumi one of the lawyers me say lawyers no kra kontokwa apia kubi one Gary ni makomafo omoko ntokwa me yete ne say Gary ni makomafo de akokpe mo court applicant no Bernard Ntwibosi akon chairman wuntumi versus Economic and Organized Crime Office ene Attorney General ono mako court efa no wuntumi bail ho nsensem no ho se sika no so yie nti omo de court na omahwem beye na and the second day of June 2025 ma yatene se no omo withdraw application no omo so omo ko review application omo de call for review for ni bail no conditions no oyade omo file Friday no omo withdraw say no challenge no more challenge 50 million bail imposed by Yoko no omo withdraw nti wontumi lawyers no no omo withdraw wo hwe Steven so ene na da so no Gary ni makomafo Esquire Mafo and Associate no number ne adi na da so no omo withdraw register High Court Criminal Division Accra nti mika say de yadia ene ya omasan atwen asan nti ma efim aba eno no na ma wontumi sensem egusua no yenya ntia se Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to obi edi boni sei na wo so pe president edi why vice president a statesman na wodi America wakojenge ho Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ko hobi na wakasa ko na mukra wo hu no onipa nim de na no di sam nya de tudwa muma yenko tie Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ensema okan efa no wuntumi a sesia no odan wo yi ko officer no ho nsem no esinifu no ko nsem no dooso no hoka yentie mra.
I must put record that the bail conditions that have been set for Chairman Wuntumi bail 50 million Ghana is very onerous. I don't know how many people in Ghana can have property with 50 million Ghana cedis. I believe that this was just set to prevent release. We are going to follow the due process, the legal process, to make sure that he's released as soon as possible. I want to plead with all to remain calm as we work behind the scenes to make sure that he is out. I believe that we will be successful, but we have to be calm and not take the law into our own hands. I think it's very important that we follow due process and make sure that Chairman Wuntumi is released safe and sound. Thank you very much for your attention.
Former Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, Osanya former flag bearer, the New Patriotic Party, 38, and the Mekano. No, so sama or the Atujano. No. Now we almost ya Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ko for why den. We na mo kan obi na wuntumi tutu gold na ye niam bia hunya wo man mu. Enti de eteno ebiom yankwa na yenkotie Chairman Wuntumi lawyer Owura Apia Kubi no so nsensema ane sentinti a Chairman Wuntumi onya bail no edu baby na one Gary kra ku mentem ho aso se Gary ni mako predodo papa ndo kan kro Apia Kubi moma yenkotie mra.
There is a way of doing everything. If you use the way to do it, you will do it as expected. So you don't start throwing stones when you want to enter the house. This is, what is the time? This is 8 o'clock. But we've gotten public officers still stay here and wait for us. It depends on how you conduct the business. So we have been seen by the public officers. We've done what is dutifully our job to do with Dennis. We encountered some difficulty which will be sorted out on Monday. Then we'll have a fresh slate to operate. We will work towards the desired results. I beg you, all of you, I will stay out of the politics and the theater, and I'll do the work within the law. We had brought him to meet with Vice President, but the situation we saw was difficult to arrange this meeting, to pass through the crowd to get Vice President, see him and talk to him. So we had to take him back, and I told you that his condition of health requires attention. So he is receiving attention. He is wholly good, he is wholly healthy, and there's nothing to worry about in respect of his health. We have been able to provide the sureties. That one I can assure you. And I'm very grateful to Honorable Brian Champon, who has supported me to file the documents. He has brought his documents to which goes over and above the value of money that is required. We encountered a challenge. The challenge that needs to be addressed before we can go forward. In fact, they had agreed to do the inspection tonight. So all the officers are there. But the challenge that I faced is legal. We can't do it because, but I'm grateful to them. They agreed to wait for us to bring the documents for them to go inspect the properties. But we have a legal challenge. Unknown to me, there was an application to frustrate what we are doing. So we will deal with it on Monday. I say it is application that was not filed by my good self. Hopefully for Monday, when this application is withdrawn, then we'll proceed to complete what we are doing. That will impeach them from continuing with the negotiations. Otherwise, we need to wait, and this application is taken, and the results come before we can also come in. Because independency of this application, none of us can perform. But at least we have the agreement that we are ready to end. So but for this application, we would have ended today. Unfortunately, our hands are tied.
Enti lawyer Apiakubi, lawyer the ma chairman won to me. On an anno di samni bi na odi atudwa kwan a omofa so hwe na ombe ma chairman won to me so enya ne bill. Sansem ni bi na odi tudwa no. Na medwene ho amenti ase 50 million Ghana cedis a omoka ho asemi. Wo hwe we a wo behu men's go CEO number 1 granted 500 million Ghana cedis bill. Enti anona eda television so no enti de teno no na enti date no me yini episode September 19th ana 2023 okay me de na IFA September 19th 2023 anti de teno no so na wo hwe UT Bank collapsed. Amoaben granted 110 million Ghana cedis bill. And also Nedie no Dr. Amoaben and also Nedie no 14th January 2020 and no so no so no so mo granting bill. Where Capital Bank collapsed. High Court grant at 2 ACN 200 million bill Ghana cedis and also October 2019 at 2 ACN on the MSO Trimukra and Sana ya papa Wyoming granted 54 million Ghana cedis bill and on Wyoming February 2012 February 2012 we nano a corso wo MPP time we nyina efa Ramu abendie ye Wyoming die na enka ho na wo hwe atoesian die wo hwe amoabendie wo hwe men's golda ni na no under NPP ni na na under NPP anti when we see come the two omo so ye Wyoming die ento chen and the NPP atoesian 200 million Ghana cedis bill no mo de ma no Oramu Aben UT Bank collapse. Also, 110 million Ghana cedis. MPP time. And Sana Nam 1 men's gold. Also, CEO 500 million Ghana cedis. Into old cedis. The new cedis. Into Banisana MPP. Omuntumi miti Belly. What do you want to say? T. Sembe Brain Ankasana. No, so if you chairman won't to me send semi. And that's what make a kakwe. Omun to me and to Tony May and Swatch my wound to me a becoso na wadaho. And see, I say, Diani Krundibi, say, chairman wound to me. So need Jesus Christ in Bribi 40 days and 40 nights. Fasting no ye, no. Say, chairman wound to me so a person try no ye 40 days and 40 nights. Inti the other tier. Inti. Okay, yabeko na yene Dr. Amponsa. Me friend Amponsa Magic. Dr. Amponsa wo machine be magic. Baby will be your best can ahwehwamo na wetumi etu asiamo. Yanko na yene Dr. Amponsa enkodi nkomo semadu. Yaba Ken Ofori-Atta Nsensem oni OSP metre Office of the Special Prosecutor. Ayetwe mamentwe. Says ya de oso pese ano hododo no. Nti opeso otsena camera nim na omni yense zoom mono anka se beche so mbuka akofa na abaso a yenkwana me ne Dr. Amponsa ndin komo na mewia ya to aso Dr. Amponsa memo akwa aba
ebribia meta ka se enipa yenkwa ehia ne santi se wo yenwuma pa ayaresa eka ho enti ya Mugabe ne bre no ode sa tamoyi ama me ne wo se wo tie di program na awase ebribia onya empomden ne santi ya Dr. Amponsa makofa magic machine ede aba na mede boa ewiase nipa nyina eno ti se wo yare da fie na wontumo nante wo da fie wo gi pains bi chese tete wa brabo entemu a to America bra Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital wo ba mesa yare na ho ato nyankopon ama metumi a mede sa yare eye majuma eye masede se wo yare na aye osu ne areho aye koda na ne dadwen no mensa yare na wonso ontonya adwuma mboa oman Ghana enipa biara wo yare dafie ebia wa yare wode kra de wo ye obi a nante kra eden ma mayem found friend yem found to come na yem found mra spentes Kosa Junction wunya dru Kosa Junction hono a busa taxi station na won say wo hwe Dr. Amponsa se wo de Uber anase Yango anane yakeka hono ne beba eno ane se obebo Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital edo beba straight abedru me hospital ho na onso wabeje wayaresa obi wo ho se doctor media ne se me yare ekuro ewo meridianum nanso me hu se ebia yare ne din di sei anase wo ba ya so ya ye wo mfidie ho ya de ba hwehwe onipadua no nyina ebia na acid eko onipadua no mkese ena ehaw ebia na ekuro ena aba onipadua no ena ehaw eno na ama wanya ahohyehye honam yaw ene ne yeka ho abroni ka bibi se burning sensation ohona mu hyehye yiye entamo abra na eno kra de 20 minutes na sa ahohyehye nyina ajai obi wo se doctor manya pains machika sei misisika sei mimu eye miya pains severe sa nipa no 20 minutes na pains ni nyina jai eno ti e friend magic machine enya sameka magic machine na ya nya dro ho ya dro pa na ansa na no ebi nipa biara se pains wo ho anansa blood cells ni yare ye eho adwuma na se ahoden eba wase ye ma okura dro na ekura dro no so ekumkuro na ewo osese no nyina na hoto kama pa obi tie me na wase doctor media no sa ekura na wo kan kra menti ase ewo a misisi ene meto ase ye fra na sciatica sa sciatica osteoarthritis ene de ba pa yiye sa as sciatica eye yare bi a eso wo nan entini na yanso yiye pa wo to ase ho ene wo echewa enye easy severe pains ankasa ena obenya Dr. Amponsa me the magic machine aba bra na be ye free na me hode abrewa ene akokora ebebobo ewo Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital me se abrewa ne akokora mo bebobo ewo Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital and it say wutie me na wo severe pains mo maame mo papa wotifie na oni ahoden se obetumi ahwe ne ho kakra ama mo nso makọ adwuma na otete mo yare no mo mfa no mre me na me ma na ahoden na nyame ama metumi na me mmoa no na onya nkwa na onya ahoden na watumu ahwe ne ho so na matumi akọ adwuma ama mo nyuma akọyie obi tie me na wase doctor me de me wo yare bi ye friend typhoid no obi wo so awo onim mama nchiro symptoms we ye wa that just say wo hwehwe typhoid e wo symptoms bebre esene yare ahodo bebre so typhoid chewa symptoms ya behunu mama mbo kakra so enchiro eto da be hu se wuti pa o e ho na okon agene wachika se ta ya wo ya onfe ata wo uyem ebubom wani so chiru eto da na ye wo se obewu adebeche na ate ho eto da wunya constipation ayamtim eto da so a na ese wafa afaduro na yam ahwie kakra typhoid ye yare bi a de betumi achew ama ofiefo wo ankasa wakasa ofiefo na eyewo nanso nye ofie ni bia na eyewo typhoid sa na tie ena last na me ka o ha se typhoid achi obi ama noa na chese na busuamfo se oyebaifo na sofo se oyebaifo nanso typhoid ena achi maami ma na omo money pose no typhoid che no a ebetumi ama na kasa oyebaifo me na meku asumasi me na meku asumasi sofo ese ka na wakum bebre wakasa enipa obi a obekai se wawu ni kurom bi o se wona eku no sofo se akaba ako mami otiwa ozi ono kai se urade Yesu awu ena ose me na mku Yesu sa asem asa typhoid fever ache maame no ayesi oyebaifo maame no so na ekum ya kokum urade Yesu ansa na ne ma no hu se o maame yare na oyare na mom onye baifo ene ya sa maame no yare ma na ho ato no en man panifo no omunya money pose no yare bebre na tumu chi wo mu a because ne sesem no nyina da ne bema ye no enye adwuma ketwa enu nti se wotie mi a bonso oba no nya 40 45 50 to 60 ho a chase ne ho ya homote ama wa hwe kura chase hu se de ono ne betena fie enye ono system no da ne bema enti se wotie mi na wo sa typhoid ibia ntemu a bra na ye mo a onsa yare obi wo stomach ulcer peptic ulcer chronic ulcer gastric ulcer no do so bebre ni nyina ye kuro a eku wo ankasa uni padua ni nyina ye kuro ekuro na ewo wo yam no etete wese wo oni ma papa bi ese no na typhoid moa no etumo makuro eba wo yam pa na se wutie me na se wo ulcer bra o yam no ses no ewu ache yare na ache oba ya de machine be collect ses ni nyina na ya ma okura duro na sa osai afiri so obi se mi wo BP a ya fra no mojaboro so ana hypertension yare ba ko ni din bebre de ati nyina na sa yare no metaka bribia se doctor no mo waduro se BP aduro bisa ne se de na de BP no ma o se wa hunu ade kura ma o BP a yare no be ka so wa faduro chase wo doctor kura se wo faduro wo nkwa na nyina na fufuo mpo udia eno brana ya muwa na ya nhwehwa de kura ma wanya BP na me nsolve ade kura no ma woni BP biem wontini mu sisi a BP be kosoro ye bie ntini no ma wa BP be ba fom ekuro ba wontini mu wa BP be kosoro ye kum kuro no ma wa BP be ba fom se wakoma laje a eye kese a BP be kosoro ye korete akoma na BP ne be ba fom se wo ye obi a wutie me na se BP tete na wotifie dia minia hwehwe Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital na ye mo ya onkrofo bebre wo diabetes asichire yare nanso wo monte ase se diabetes na enkoda unya jina papa yie anka ebeko diabetes eba oso a kwan ya fa so bani bibi wo yam ya fra no pancreas no na juma ne se o de insulin ya juma ma o but wo de no me kire wo o pancreas no wafa duro saa maduro na deda pancreas no nti pancreas no nya adwuma biem eba saa wasikyire no befa mogam na broni aka che so wo diabetes se wotie me nana sa wote saa bra Dr. Amponsa me ho wo ba me de machi besu yafunu no so na ma koleto pancreas no na mema aduro papa na fe pancreas no ho atono ho tono a one diabetes biem West Africa nyina me ane best diabetes eti se wotie me na ma me mo number no na frame na asobeti asemo na e kakra bi me say me was Spintex Coastal Junction taxi rank wa busa wa mo say o we Dr. Amponsa o de Uber nso a but Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital and I won so a wo Kumasi ye wo hwim Tigwe Junction taxi rank wa Dr. Amponsa ye wo honso je numbers no me bono yie pa na wafa ne yie said ye be ya ubetumi afre eya memmusa se o de se na beba hospital eno de mempese obe ne sa hospital ye nyane sa me yenhwe wonwie na won kwanti ayete ho ma me mo number no eya 0243 11 08 75 0243 11 08 75 me say yes sa number no so biem 0243 11 08 75 Tigo line no so ni 027 85 99 611 027 85 99 611 ofre na ye busy a sanfre na abenya yen ogabi nyame nhira bebre yare amenya ho aduru ane cho de ye wo ba ye ntomo mo sa enya cho na yare biara ekuti a no hwɛ Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital nyame na nye so bejo nkwa.
Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, edu maybe crana, me bano timide, or maybe gumi so weekend. Hey, memre. I don't think I'm a catcher or say, Yano Medi garlic capsules. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi garlic capsules. Yes, Medi garlic capsules.
Medimosis garlic capsules. What mamoja dini paduani mu efusani ye na esiesie oba ne barima mahona wodin. Ubenya edoi bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy store frey wo 050-349-4885. Edoi enye mamofra enye ndi fie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis unni how FDA ajije din kratui atu.
Mido, Ghana Biana. Oku fa jebi aba besu en fita no pa, I say baby shit.
Magashi.
I'm saying so enough for me be the no. Sister goes pa. It's a winning gas. I'm using then why? My why?
Down yankana wa.
Ah, sister goes. Use gas. Gas ye fast, ye easy, ye convenient. Wow.
Let me see your hand.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Okay, what I want here at TVXYZ Power 97.9 FM. Ya koya ya sign abawa wo TVXYZ tene Power 97.9. And some brenane gubamba so na meka usende ekukuda mo mbeba me bedi dwumai ye bete ye nua Alistair Nelson, or a senior political analyst ye bete nka sa so na ye bete honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashamai ye bete nka, a former member of parliament Edema Buem in the OT region, or also beba na yeneno ede enkomo. By enkomo na yedi yeno na enyadia ye wie enti ye babetwaso ye Owura Ken Ofori-Atta, former finance minister, on the special prosecutor and the office of the special prosecutor. How one semino ayeno ye babehwebi. But ye babu kompa kwechi na yahwe hawa ade na nkasa sha ase de bae. Says yano meba ne say Owura Ken Ofori-Atta lawyers na the bioma bandana na special prosecutor de betu dwa e katre Ghana fo nyina se or se papa no reporting the one reporting that dia ye de ne dimba Interpol list no na why wanted na ya hwehwe no na lawyers the abase papa no still no ntiapo then the doctors no ntiapo nti so umbetumi dia umbetumi aye an online form say obetena camera say nim no money na edi enkomo. When in sema so far babat back and front na yenhwe your friend is saying how asem no nya bae say be hwa 5th November one fanchame February 5th 2025 one fanchame February 5th 2025 office of the special prosecutor insisted say Ken Ofori-Atta lawyers indicate by the close of February 10 abra can be to me I available for interview now so feel say obe to me abadia omo step to secure the return a crime be on befa on beba no by force no be mo aba now lawyers of Kenneth Ofori-Atta so Troy Dema the office of the special prosecutor suggest say McCann now mo person mo ye interview no after March no omo explain say due to the surgery be or ye na March nti ma papa no onya ho ntumi mba we a letter no so office of the special prosecutor or receive 10th on the 10th of February but 7th February na damasem ne bae nti yenko enime ebiom on the 11th of February 2025 no Kenneth Ofori-Atta fee ye bekaya ye hu camera say national security operative ammen bi ekoho policemen bi ko fie ho ani ade anti mo ko hwe fie se ho niema bi ho a na tisen anti ne 11th na sa 11th na so na Ken Ofori-Atta lawyer Santrowe Edema office of the special prosecutor say oinkwa if a raid anaso mo call Ken Ofori-Atta fie no omo hwehwe sansensem no mu ene me course ho no cause omo bondwe so yenkwe na anime the special prosecutor also or press conference na press conference no declare Ken Ofori-Atta wanted o declare wanted say papa baby obehu ni bia no chene na fa na bra fi say here so be gina mbranim na mbra ene ni di ene 12 February 2025 February 18 2025 so Ken Ofori-Atta lawyers in St. Troy the common office of the special prosecutor for clarify final reschedule of interview now what the buy say or yes surgery to member no mu demand say Ken Ofori-Atta no be your munyin fisa list and so nti no so ya dia no so eba ya no so ebrobo ho ayenko enim final wanted list Ken Ofori-Atta obede munti ebeka office of the special prosecutor or the betu just say we na fi no so eba say me no obeba eba say me no mo santwe by ye to aso sa enti sa press conference in a course so na omo press conference yi Ken Ofori-Atta din edifi wanted list no no mo che say sia no Ken Ofori-Atta enye obi a ye de hye bi ato no so say mo wo kọ anase wo hu na chene na ene mbra nim no new interview date by mo schedule ya na ye 2nd June ndedue ene na 3rd March no so omo de by Ken Ofori-Atta lawyers in Troy de ma the bread office of the special prosecutor draw attention call the fact of the post declaring wanted was still on the website didn't know mo chere say wanted no mo to Ken Ofori-Atta so no wo call website no so a na still no you wanted still no you wanted enti ade a omo enyimfi website na Ken Ofori-Atta honson na bibia entumi enko enkan esa so owura Emmanuel Buadi onjina ho no enti sa nete enti Ken Ofori-Atta nsensem no eno na aba no na sesia no omo ka che se Ken Ofori-Atta yare enso de yare na Ken Ofori-Atta yare onyare because we call London say see a wo Asian restaurant be a friend Phoenix restaurant wo Asia wo London but Asia for Korea Japanese ho no mudidi ene ade be hu say Ghana ni bi bua pa otumi de mobile phone odi twa Ken Ofori-Atta nti Ken Ofori-Atta na wa kese no adwen bi anda no so ono no te ho odidi no mo hwe nti Phoenix a restaurant no no te ho no omo ka che so odidi ono na Ghana ni bi I say man no usu ye ni bi otumi twa no no de buy yes mo show papa ye so yare nto member no betena camera ni mi but a special prosecutor ni na munti o special prosecutor ni na obeba no Gabi Ochireda kunya na nado wofa se Gabi Ochireda kun no ma ye this special because no lawyer oboa no crack according to entertain on na nanti bebre wo school sem ne niam bim on no pushi Kisie Jabin a oye special prosecutor mo bedi na owura Kisie Jabin mitie wutie nsem a ye di kan ho nsem a ekwa anim ba akire ekwa anim ba akire nyina na Gabi Ochireda ko so say o ma sabio ne brother Ken Ofori-Atta no special prosecutor no sabio ne ntum na special prosecutor no so pre na odensem no court na se ensem wanya buta hwehwem ye na mprepre saa na ekopiem wo court na court hwe ensem num na nkoye ebobagu yeboku so a enya de attorney general betumi asan de asem na court na ye nkwasi asem nti asem na nkasa no ose yetumi steady asem ni ye pa because eye Ken Ofori-Atta nua your friend Gabi Ochredako ne lawyer ni a your friend Kisie Jabi ono pushi ni mo beye eye special prosecutor ono so ma ye mfa ne brother ni ntum nti ye mpese ade no ebeye sei aye sei nti ye bekwa kotie eye menua BOT no so ne nsem bi odo tu dwa efa sa asem no mo be ye ntie mbra
se obo Ken Ofori-Atta kwadu na se special prosecutor ye no hu kwasa ne odada Ghana fo adwen na ofale wrong case court na ye jai Ken Ofori-Atta and for who evidence I benya no daate ye ntumi track Ken Ofori-Atta bio the principle of double jeopardy ya hweya oheneba bonede to kumbe show we so me say ya hweya ndis impeni for ye te Ghana o declare wanted or baba kosi o afedi fugitive from justice me yefi ne so afedi o si o obi a wa commit crime a unyan charge no we declare so fugitive from justice for no to nchen obi a wo si wa ye boni o obi a wa ye boni on na ma on timetable de ba Ghana are we real as a country so obi a commit crime either say ye fraud misrepresentation whether say ye whatever it is no na onipa no no commit crime na ma o date no de ba ma wo wa charge no and this important for yama yani now na ya hwe the principle of double jeopardy amakan in law you know special prosecutor be fa kwa so file case bi no wa court o be procedural error ni aka oh case no ya quitting your discharge no second Ofori-Atta ya de ne kogina court na special prosecutor fa kwa so na ya creating near discharge on the offense attorney general to me first offense no and money bill it's in the law the principle of double jeopardy and ya better TV so oh Ken Ofori-Atta National Cathedral SMAD near Cabo Funa Kasia o can we ya na no special prosecutor befa kwambi so a criminal proceedings. And in criminal prosecutions, you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Or you know, but the same way, say, obi a prosecutor, no prosecutor was someone. Don't know can a judge in a so. And this special prosecutor or the obi court no committed procedural error. Na error no man who say wa yam fun so na court no boss enigu a. Sa charge 9 e dia bo Ken Ofori-Atta no. Attorney General ntimi nsan nkom ramu enko for the same offense and fambo no it doesn't matter the evidence you have in the near future media nkama dwi mu a case na ewo ho no yema ohoho ne nsan free ho na yemfa mada Attorney General of Ghana na ni ndie mu no evidence ora agada yoko fu agada FIC fu agada BNI fu agada no Attorney General should take up the matter. Na mo say atena ho ni ya adwene say special prosecutor obo hold press conference we declare ne wanted 2 days later waba also wanted list ni mayi na Ken Ofori-Atta no no adi boni ati aman no ono ankasa man date ono de bagana in May ba between May and then do you know what will happen when discussion about so ya hwe ya amam for the asokwa bedan ya tenchena ya hwe ya special prosecutor be throw down e de ato ho yan confie na etima na dan 6 entubo election 2028 no so o ka se Ken Ofori-Atta oye we a obega just look ono was subjecting who to court you know special prosecutor code na say we dipem ma dream yan hwe ya the double of the color of double jeopardy no e betima ko tiaye on Ken Ofori-Atta case.
BOT na yeten en kabroba the Gumbe show with Oheneba eno anensema no de atum wachechem pepepe na esiso pepepe so enti eno ho nsem ni bi na abansa no obi be bisa se de ensem na ama the office of the special prosecutor all here as a chinchon here a ura Ken Oforiata sa 5 allegations against the former finance minister o seeking so provide a testimony was Zoom no and semni bineno petroleum and minerals revenue assurance contract agreement to be between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited from SML no on Ghana Revenue Authority and Asemba Kwa ama tri Ken Oforiata pese ni di nkomo Sason Electricity Company contract termination the termination of contract between Electricity Company of Ghana and Benjun Zion Chan Technology can be XC almost on sensem ni bi no muhiano no money di hon komo Sason National Cathedral Project procurement procedures and financial transactions are and also related to the National Cathedral no and also Kahubi and sana ambulance procurement a Minister of Health ambulance procurement no who ensem ni bi and also Kahubi Ministry of Health omoka so mo pe ambulance no how ambulance no omone company omode buy sa service auto group limited omo purchase maintenance say sankofu ya no mo hwe maintain 307 ambulances ye hwehwe mu kra no na ye nyane ntie se sankofu kra no se bi omu ne experience bia omu nya fitani bia ne mekeka ho a omu ye mechanic omu betumi aye te se na na do ba kra no oyadu odima kotine bi bebre na sansemi na no so ekoso ma abanisa metwato GRA tax P fund management handling and disbursement of funds from tax P fund account of GRA no so hubi ma ebanisa anti we mu nsensem bi chese ni na esikasem honorable ni na akoye sikasema o se Ken Oforiata oba no yi anu me medical aka acha His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say ne 4 years you buy ade ba akopɛ na Ghana for hwehwɛ ti se ma ya chiche ma wontumi masike bi akohwe bebi anu monfembra mo bi a wansi di kra na onfembra say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yes ade ma Ghana for 4 years ya any problem because ono ankasa no ade a nations builder why niam bebre amaman no of the first term ye beka ya cheap compounds hospitals polyclinics there no nye we see sasu no see blocks yes they senior high school we see secondary schools roads e bi ni wo hwe circle interchange wo hwe kaso de ya bebre na no ye Gifag Road wonam so akoyo roads o ye ye ka market de a me am kotokora ba Cape Coast wo kokuma se kejetia asafo bɔte sɛ niema waye no market ahoro waye wo hwɛ nursing training ni midwifery a we si bebre wo Ghana affairs no na ye nursing training ni ye kakra bi anso sɛ si anipa bebre na nkasa na omunya bi ekɔ me bradwe ne ntiase so niema bebre na no ye nti sa 4 years sika na akodi nkɔfo botom sika akɔhye nkɔfo ho no sɛ yense tumi ka you betumi di niema bebre school under trees ye betumi yi nkola na fi ho saa na ukọ baabi omu hia boreholes omu hia bridges nkakrakra so omu de betwa nsuo ene ma niema aka ho bebre na kasa nkukon kitinkiti ya ba feed Ghana a wono abu nani abre no so oti ampa ye bedwa nkukon kitinkiti obesa omu odi kogu ne banch na ase no di edwuma enti saa na tie enye easy enti saa niema yin His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ghana fo se esrewo Jimaye woji saa sike maya ebetumi abo anti Ken Oforiata bebi asika na akwahye bia na enye zoom na ye hwehwe wodi agro ebesan ye declare wanted and then second wontumi ankasa mpapa bi OSP nipo ompo ye na ebe declare wanted on a Phoenix restaurant wo eyi ho no London ho no me akra metumi abayere waba saa na tie metumi opa me hoden metumi abayere waba ko yentena ho mesebio saa SML mu na ade abagigi sika di contract bi ani ho ne sika ha wo mugigi yeto ne mekon eye serious saa sika nyina ebetumi di IBB pa e de abo man Ghana nti de etena no se utie mi a Office of the Special Prosecutor wo so men ye fakada men ye azabia men ma enye se nsema nkofo ka ese Ken Oforiata nunua eye gabi ochredako ono na ogine mu ma obaye no me ma sa ade no embem anti ede teno no yo enti yebekọ na ene ono abo ekedi nkomo ma me fa nche kese ma prophetess Lorishia Ambia prophetess Lorishia Ambia me cheche papa aha god ade mintu mbodi tin menene ni adwumedie bia enti prophetess Lorishia adanum bia me cheche papa so ma me bibia bokọ de me cheche pa Assemblies of God wo East Legon Hills apem ho na mo enti akese nkoma me sofo ma me ne Reverend Mbia nim so mo hwe anti ma min chechi omo yi na bibia entumi konkan so fire young so michia woni wadwuma for Sophie the young Sophie anase Sophie the glamour ma min chechi am papa yes we do be brain enti e de teno no okay ma min ko honorable hwe na honorable bia boko de
bibia nka boko banye boko sewa oni ya shuri ye nui
oh
onabade kuka
tell no one 6 of yeah program e ko gina ase obo nkoma
nyankopon fani crancy
no sa mache no fe frame what say ya no frame
eh mi nwa on se me ka se Ghana ha ufro bi honorable se V8 no di ba V8 no di ba
V8 no kita
we Ghanaians we must change our mind also be Dakar kesema maybe he has problem you don't know you just envy the president now kakese politicians na kakese there's problem me man ebusha phone ni yire ni koda nyina me mamu yako
okay
yeah Nicholas maka kenufureta
so ankra the picture na beda so no yanko
maka kenufureta ka atasimsa na kenufureta no abe dani ti se yare bia kukram yare a esungana fo nyina
aye kukram on
yes
yanko ye ni me
na ye betwa kukram no esese ye ntwa special prosecutor ye yinu free ho
special prosecutor ye yinu
me
so gba adwumo o se mahama ba idi o tumi kasa
menia chai fanu se Nedin credit is Ajave, right?
Yes.
Akoya abe enisa fufu. Enko. Because one example, ya me example we ache. Eche se Ajabe free Gabio Trida kune kenufureta sekum. Ye.
Sane che.
Ofremu sekum. Inti omudiye bo game. In Crawford the ball game. I don't hate him. I don't hate any of them. Now look at the data. Ye must say Uncle Court. Is it not 18 June? Satan when I Chief Justice. That's right. These people they're in a league. Satan one more time. Send Abako Senkaya NDC. Timer and NDC near tokonu be ma say ye di asem no ko match no obeka se nipa no ombra match ending won say one ma kenufureta June 18th enyeza se wuti ne MPP for ka so 2nd June amusi papa no mbra kra no court kra se ombra 18th inti court ni we nu himfa na se oko wa ne ombo inti ajabe na ye problems sia se wa hu inequalities we yeah minia ye betina asem we hu saa won say we BOT ekasafa double jeopardy hu these people can play us into double jeopardy ye ntumi mbisa kenufureta hwe na ma mbisa wo obi a MPP for ka chese oyare oyare ntumi o se obekasa wo phone so what be that
na nche ye yi ne phone bi sesi a o te Phoenix restaurant for London city
me nipa mo se oyare ni wododo nu pa ontumi envelope o se opese onkasa ewo phone so ewo video so e magana court
Phoenix restaurant
yes
I the man so on no show no
I go no guy time onya triple
fast food ni bina we nya
triple we na mo
ko so di fries
Jubilee Haza okita wa cheni weze
no yes obi na here fast ne wa to me etwa no abroad restaurant wo di
so this is what we are saying these people are taking us for a ride na etie for muntio enye se obi tan Kenuforiata.
Okay.
Yare a wayare sise no say 4 months enye sa na wodi obi ko hospital 4 months onya yare sa senka senfa no bra dunsinfo da bia ye heba okrum ha no na yemfa no ko heba hospital e wo Ghana se Ghana ha no free abrofadro no enje no enti se yemfa no mra. Now look at the big issues aye kasa efa ho sese Kenuforiata wadi Ghana fwewu papa onkasa but you too dangerous and na yehu say look at this figure one was a man for 52.5 okaishi dey anfa nka we hu o man fa nka hu money transferred into unknown source 52.5 billion Ghana cedis into SSS papa we nu ombra enye mahama na ese ombra o etiefo muntienu it is the state versus Kenuforiata Ghana mra constitution enu na efre no say bra ye nyama bi wo ho a esese wi anu say oko parliament ekoyi anu efa cathedral ho ukoyi anu wo cathedral ho a usi we yisika no wo emergency vote say satan na nado eti Jubilee House protect no on sambe kasa abrofu no emfa nkyere court na ye hu bebia emergency vote no wa yetumi yisika enkontabo bi anim. And you tell us how you prepare your budget at the end of the day. So these are some of the issues, sir. SSAN Kasan found say Kenuforiata Ombra Krumha. Do you know the reason why I always speak up against this man? Kenuforiata now din say otumi sizi amount for bank license. Ewo Krumha. Onuni Addison ni ba omianu nyina akabom. Enunti na Kobnadu fonde ni bank omagine license enye sa Capital Bank papa no order jail enye sa Sedu Agongo wanya boni bia o
bank yes
ondi abanka o asem wo court ntimi Kenuforiata eye ti se osofo se no otumi sizi ni license egu ni bank now say edu so a no bet say MPP for say muya aba edi botechi no de bebo ban say ba de na edu ye mu de abotechi say Edu Agongo no mu de abono say edu bansu nti mu ma bambra no beji na ba do get na. So when people are deceiving us say Kenuforiata ontumi kasa how can you convince me that the person who cannot talk no or see obeko court on a Zoom, then it means the person is not sick. And nothing I say no. The person is not. He should come down here. And Your Excellency, me Paucho say Ajaben because he comes from their circle. Own to me, and fan to one tell list. Muya Ajaben and Kasan free home. Now we want things quick, proper people. Number ye Jumanu. Omu from by fan to one tell list. No so. No who send the amount for a feeling. Neonuni nanado ye Ghana for. I'm not sure my Japadian. You should also feel some. Yes. Obi beka say we dey dada no MPP for munja saka samutaka try say adidada no atwom uyira waware no dada no na ema won koda ne enye sa say uyiri woni na tena be say 25 years no enye no na ema won koda ubetimi aka tell say san koda no mpamu. So let us go by that. Nienti aye binu esre say yemfo biamfa mra kwansu ni say the new appointees are omuye jumanu. We want a person boom koko say ususu ya say nebeba. So you should not be afraid of the MPP people. Not at all. But do the right thing because we are going to use the constitution to work. Some people before I say yes you ba. What of if the world ends tomorrow? Now just a mass here. So let us use the law today. Let us use the constitution today. At the end of this week, we are sitting in Bibiasa, Bibiabutu. Now, MPP for that down to let us do it today. Say, Your Excellency, Chief of Staff, this office appointment, it should be contaminous because look, how can an MPP appointee, which is so close to the presidency, be a special prosecutor? Am I a prosecutor?
But I say President Mama Bai or Kasa.
And again, me say this and say, how do they give this man 18th? Special prosecutor say Omra second. How does that gel? Yeah, how does that gel? special prosecutor say can operate umbra 2nd June and na court man say umbra court 18th say MPP faka say 18th no man no and NS Selva. This is the way they want to talk. Meanwhile Ajabe knew all these things. Why can't Ajabe communicate with the court before announcing the date? He is in a game plan with these people. Media mupamu na ebe mi de pa enyumo nko china no pa breaking news Ajabe akọ na ya man nipa obehwe asemisu na betina asemisu na ya hwe bibia ama ya koyenim kenofurata wadi nipa wu enyo no na ama 850,000 nipa eko him ewo krum ha se World Bank di bae report no onu Addison Nanado any Baumia these people the axis of evil and yehu enunti no pam worker say we sat under horror film for 8 years Nanado abai no ti say horror film hu na wakuma ni BP bibia ekoso so let us follow the law. We have to teach the MPP people how to govern this country. Okay. They don't know and they couldn't perform. That is all that you are saying. So we are not afraid of MPP. Let us govern very well because in 2028, Adi Ayedi call election is a good governance. Let the people of Ghana feel Ghana. The way the women in the market are calling people, yeah, my Professor Bopin said in the University of Ghana said, when the economy improves, the people feels it. And the people tell the world that the economy has improved. And now we say,
oh yes.
Now so be say no there or idea no policy no into no, it is different policy and different implementation. We use competent people like Atufosi. We use competent people like Siama. We use competent people like His Excellency and all the appointees to manage this economy, to turn it around in 4 months. It is not about policy. We want district one factory na Akwesi. We 1 million one constituency na Akwesi. Where are those things? Mububo so akasa and na policy we have policy. Mububo sa asemu policy over 100. Ekosi saying the Ghana ni nyina ko ekem. So NDC, Your Excellency, let us stand up for the day. Okay. The people want good governance and let us give it to them. Obi bia odi Ghana sika muma yenchensi no yenji say misu so amumra meje
enu ano no ma fa na say kese me honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashaman member of parliament de ma Buemi di Oti region ma men call ora Alista Nelson or senior political analyst boss akwaba bibi aboko de bibi ofie
hoboko be ni de party aba power until unam kra
eni da so ho pa
oni ska kra oni se wa buy no power out of form will be the
farm sa I just say kese wo kan pa me yentie we ora ken of Riata ene AOSP sensemi
yeah yo answer na me kanu me papa chairman Adekoka decide say obeko wan krami yes wan krami na chairman eno yo fe no mo kebwanye kaya shwe he came, he saw, he conquered. Some of us, he fathered us. You go to his house over the weekend, he will give you money. You don't call him. You don't need to call him. I don't need to come and sit here and say the kind of good things. Many more people know what he is. Yes. So may God keep his soul and keep it well. We will miss him because I remember.
At least I mean.
I remember in 1997 when he had to take the national team, the black satellites, yes, to Egypt. It was a very difficult time. The players he had brought through, he had taken them to camp at the Winneba Sports College for 2 years. But he had to make changes to the team. It was difficult. I remember even Stephen Appiah today, if you ask Stephen Appiah, he was the first person who monetized Stephen Appiah's playing qualities. Yes, he put money in a bag and went to Stephen Appiah. He wanted him to play for Olympics, but at the time, Araras had already, invited. Yes, so here he was. He had given money to the young man, but that was his boy. Yes, that's Chairman Adekoka for you. So in sports, he achieved it. His stand is already in the Accra Sports Stadium, so his name will remain forever. In national politics, the chairman of all chairmen, you know what he could do. Yes, he got across and everything. So. In fact, it surprised me, it took me by surprise. That is why I don't have the control over my eyes. I'm shedding some tears. But I'll go on.
Go on.
Yes.
Charlie, my no media. We no media and say, yet now my way mutrase. MOB no ye investment banker. Why ye Juma was Solomon Brothers? Were US. And now what Jimmy Dean? No bono safuhene. So economics a dear a bar. Bien to me a bar investment banker bien to me no. Febro Cheba Nina down for Kelly Gadgetmo. Reverend Oba Mitete. Albert and Comforto Cran. Yofi Grant. And you mo trans some beseti a bank. Ewo Cantamanton. No moniska. They had to go and borrow money from Kelly Gadget's postfather, $20,000. They didn't pay that money. Crowd collected for the old man in the cemetery. They didn't pay the money. Yes, this was a bank that decided to go into data collection. Go and find out. Then they now were talking to workers to come and do investments with them for 30 years. I was telling people that this was a Ponzi scheme. I want to ask any data bank customer who has received any receipts for his investments in the bank as many years that has gone past. They run a Ponzi scheme, and it's unfortunate. How did he get to manage the nation's economy? We are watching. How did he get to manage? He was giving money by Obutai to go and build houses for Senate workers. He took money, almost $2.2 million at the time. Heavy money. He took the money. Do you know what he did? He chopped it. He never provided the houses for Smith. Nobody could take him on. And that J. Kufuor, even when Professor Mills came and the father for all, he ran helter-skelter. Yes. Then he disguised himself. That he knew all and the Occupy Ghana. Came for demonstrations. Yes, in public and dressed like a woman. Yes, he was here to seduce us. Demonstration. What were you people thinking about? Me, I had the opportunity to go to the same secondary school with him. Though not the same generation, I'd come back to Ghana. Do you know that the former Chief Justice is his brother?
Former Chief Justice?
Yes, the former Chief Justice, the one who left, the male who left.
Yeah.
What's his name?
FIFA for fine way now.
Yeah, mention his name for me. Help me. That's the brother. The mother, Jones, Kenofurata's mother, married the Ninyebua's father. So they stayed in the same house. Yes. They grew up together.
Wow.
Subai to say you say. I'm telling you, tell me your character, show me your friend. And I tell me, yes. You see himself and in what when he was going home. So somebody to so. Yes. So me, when he was made finance minister, I collapsed in my room. How can you? Me, I read economics at the university. I went to Atimota School. I followed his exploit. Somebody who failed his A-level economics managed to go to America, deceive everybody, get into investment banking, work with Solomon Brothers. He was sent to Greece, Athens, to go and collapse banks. So yes, when our banks, he had to invest 9 million Ghana cedis into it to resuscitate our banks. He decided to use 25 million to collapse them. He said he had consolidated them into a bank for the state. Go and find out who were those he employed. I know all over Ghana. Whoever is CEO there must ask everybody to go home and reapply. Yes, at CBG. I'm saying it without fear of favor. They must. Why? It's Kenofurata's bank. If you keep anybody there, he's spying for Kenofurata. He will give Kenofurata information. I'm talking about sack them, let them reapply. Yes, if they say they are competent, they should reapply. That's all. It's as simple as that. I don't know who is CEO there, but I want to beg the person. Look, we must dismantle this criminal organization that was put up by Kenofurata.
Was an individual?
No. Obakacha also your money there, but go and see the transfers they have done. The Ghana Investment Bank in London. It's being managed by a Gambian. He was put there by Kenofurata. Do you know the transfers that was going on between CBG and the Ghana Investment Bank? No. Look, why have we kept that boy, that Gambian, still as head of the bank since we came to power 4 months now? Is it because you have not appointed an ambassador to UK? Sack him and investigate him. It's a chain of criminals. Look at what he did when he became finance minister. This is an investment banker. So if they say investment, what comes to mind? No more so your savings on your behalf. No this sikatu yechi in Chesiba, no money, Yesika Samuni, but he rather came dismantling what had been put up as funds. He took the sinking fund and blew the money out. He gave excuses. Yes, and capped it. He capped it. Esla. He went there, took the fund, chopped the money, and capped it. He went to get fund, NHIS fund. All the funds, the cocoa stabilization funds, the heritage funds. How can an investment banker? It was a reverse decision for what he knew in the classroom, that instead of investing more and bringing in more revenue, he decided to dissipate what he had come to see under John Dramani Mahama. So what did you think he was coming to do? I'm asking you. What did you think? It was a Ponzi scheme he was running. He had come to deceive the state, take over our finances, make profit of it, and run off like he has done and not come back. In the Bhutan case, nobody could ask him anything. And in this one, like I said, Okono. How is it that he's able to speak to his lawyers, but he's not able to speak to us? Let's find a way to collect the money. One, the wife, Angelina Foriata, let's seize her. The state must seize her.
Why didn't you say so?
Oh, please. In America, there's a spousal rights bill. If you're a politician, your wife is also under investigation when they need you. Yes. In America, there's a spousal rights bill. We must trigger that. Let's call the woman. See bank transactions that went on between you and the woman. Let's keep her. If the man does not come, let's keep the woman. I'm telling you, go for Kelly Gajako. Don't leave him. He came to the electricity sector. He was sent by Kanoforata. They were selling aluminium. They were selling aluminium at the electricity company of Ghana when America had come and given us 190 million.
To me,
oh, please! Didn't you hear containers missing and being minted somewhere in Tema? He was board chairman. Who was signing it?
Yes.
He was responsible. Oh, please! Under whose watch? Under whose watch? You had the 500,000. When you are somewhere can what the $500,000 of taxpayers' money? About 1,300 containers about mine. Oba say, to me, not the more Gatino. No be a cotton cheap way. What? Is it not a Ponzi scheme to steal the state's money and make it their own and call themselves rich? Is that not it? Why? Look, Albert and Comfortocran, they walk around the country. Arrest them.
Arrest them, said they.
They are courts. There is people he brought into government to come and superimpose the criminal scene that was created under his watch. People don't see the
name to me evidence.
Please, they used to meet. They had meetings. Their private meetings every time they left government. Every time they closed from work, they met and decided on where they had reached with their scheme. The idea was to come and make this country poor and make themselves rich. Why? Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it? Look, and the Apia Kubi, late 88. Yes, the tiny minority today, 88 of them at the time when we were 137. 88 of them, as if they knew, as if God knew they were going to be 88 in future. 88 of them rose up against the finance minister of 137. Take the percentage of his own party people, legislators, who went telling the president to remove him. Why? For what reason? I'm asking you. Let's get serious with our economy. Why I'm shouting at the top of my voice is that Johnson Foriata, Kendon Foriata's father, and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, they drank wine on 16 June 1979 and 26 June 1979. They drank wine. They had been criticizing Achampon's government. And Achampon was overthrown in the 1979 4th June melee. He was caught up. What could he do? Yes, he couldn't answer his charges. He was brought to the firing squad. The Teshi firing range is there to remind all of us. For what reason was Kutu Achampon shot? I'm asking you, for how much money was he shot for? I'm asking you. Today, look at the millions of cedis that Keno Foriata, under his watch, has leaked out of the national economy. Yanko Songu Kentemu. Nani Pano Jila Ona Osho say, Yanko Songu Kentemu, Jani, Omo Mujila Una, Yanko Songu Namujila, Mushaum. Utuminchi Omu Bisau Masem, Obakachem. If he comes back to this country, we see who me. He will come. He knew what he was doing. He knew the damage he was causing to the economy. He deceived everybody. Even including the IMF. You see, he has disguised himself sitting somewhere enjoying. Maybe some Maybe so. Self-Foriata Nana. Self-Foriata the first Nana. Onukrano, World War, First World War, he bought a fire splitter for the British Army to kill people. Do you know the intention of the family? Do you know why they take them to the law and put them into politics? I'm asking you. They want power and control. This guy is somebody who had learnt about J.B. Dankwa and how J.B. Dankwa dissipated family property and family land but couldn't get political position. So they knew of that story. They are coming into political power. Look at Power Willie from the same stock. Look at Nanado's father from the same stock. They are blown cash, attempting to get political power. They didn't get it. So look at him. Look at what Nanado said of him. Campaign. He was the one who was hedging and raising money. At one time, he even used party headquarters to go and face UT Bank to go and collect money. Yes. UT Bank on the license. Yes, on the free year, Monday, on the free year, on Mati Monday and a pa. On Kita Nivana and on Kita no Abankano. But Nivana need Johnny saying, on who Ken can, it will be do a cry Jack Ken. He was on the phone with Ken. When he got a call from his bank that his vault was being raided. So he decided to call him. Up on today, Ken has not picked this call. Who can say papa no? So a form of mine, an indigenous person who has decided to invest his money into the banking sector. And you take the license the way you do it, when we had money to repair the mess that they had caused. Look at Dr. Papa Kwesi. Does he deserve that? He was in the same cabinet with Nanado and what's his name? What's his name? Osafumafo. Nanaya Osafumafo. Yes. One of the laziest, the two laziest ministers in Kufuor's cabinet. Kufuor kasa na kachire me boa no je Kufuor ono so boa. Ono kachire said these are the laziest people in my cabinet. So the hardworking people were the likes of Dr. Papa Kwesi. It was always bringing results. When he said Millennium Challenge account, they couldn't do it. It took Papa Kwesi yes, they had given it to 3 or 4 of their ministers who couldn't do it. All of them were there. I can mention J.H. Mensah. They gave it to Professor Jambafo, even Osafumafo, no Disika $4.8 million pounds. So next acquire Rico Pokubi, our no free London consultant. I'm going to Disika no to be a writing proposal. Until now, they need a free answer. And they call Barry do or no. I was in America with you. Condoleezza Rice has agreed that there's somebody amongst your government who can do the job. You're pointing to Papa Kwesi Ndom. Yes, that's a services delivery expert. And what's the Millennium Challenge account about? It's about services delivery. Yes, putting infrastructure in place, trying to get electricity going to people's homes. That's compact too. Look, I've always said it. Give Dr. Ndom's bank back to him.
GN Bank.
Yes, call Alhaji Seydou Agongo and give his bank back to him.
Heritage
look
Bank.
Look at Alhaji Seydou Agongo. Look at how he started life. Very humble beginnings. And look at how God has blessed him at this time. And look at how giving the person, even in tight times. So as someone would have told Sonia in the past 8 years, what he went through. He had no problem with the Bank of Ghana when he came to his bank. But look at how they decided to run him down and take him to court and try and bring his business down. But when you're saying about power, medical trust. Look at the money he has donated inside. Look at the goalkeeper, the Black Stars. You see, this is somebody, Omani Yano. Give his bank back to him. Yeah, so he deserves it. Then our own Dr. Dufour, he has been governor before. Opiaweti governor da. It's on to me the banking raso. Then him go say. He knew what he was coming to do, like I told you. He was coming to pluck out those people who were strong in the system, who could fight him, bring them down, superimpose his Ponzi scheme on everybody, deceive all of us, get away with his youth, and then go and stay in America and never come back. Sack the OSP. Sack him. Why? What is it? Aren't you seeing the work that Yoko is doing? Sack him and publish Kenoforiata internationally. Tell Trump that you want Kenoforiata in Accra. He has to come and answer charges unless he disguises himself and goes under a new name. Me, I'm saying that it's in Namibia. Baby, I'm who know US near them. Yeah.
London.
Look, there are some countries that you can go to that you cannot go and bring him. We don't have those extradition rules with them.
UK ain't to me coffee number.
And yeah, but obey to me. And now gay. On us not need be a gay. JB Dankwa baby. No again. So no need close pa. It's one shall know a command in Tarabia. Uhunanim. No, the BTA. What I say? Yes, I'm telling you. Hey, I've always said this: intellectuals and national development. At the Mubeko school, you call yourself. I went to Yale. I went to Columbia. I went to Harvard.
when you give them the opportunity to come and manage the state, all they know is to come and run Ponzi schemes. Still the little that this state has, instead of managing what we have and transforming it into something that will be worthwhile for all of us, being and sitting around the table, getting our share and putting our energy to it to make sure the next meal is also ready for the next generation. Don't do it.
Okay.
You better go to the additional, I'm lucky that I'm happy too that John Mahama is in power. And look at the wisdom of his government. You understand? Trying to rationalize the gold sector alone. Look at what has brought in, a lot of money for this nation. You understand? He's focused on what he wants to do. I know John Mahama will not allow Ken Ofori-Atta to go away with his loops. It will be one of the most painful things for every young man in our national politics. Onu Papa John Ofori-Atta. He was rural development minister under Buzia. He didn't do that. He didn't take the country's money. Yes. Onu Nocho under Liman, rural living conditions. Let's today go back to the rural areas and see the difference between the rural economy and the urban economy that Ken Ofori-Atta left for us. What his father said in the 80s, was he able to use the opportunity he got as finance minister to be able to change the nascent structure of the economy? Those who produce what we call the hewers of wood and drawers of water in the rural areas, what benefits do they get from us? In total, I'm not talking about peanuts of some 1 or 2 schools here and there. The national cake should go around for them to scoop theirs, because they have invested their time to grow our cocoa, our oil palm. They have even decided to stay in the countryside to work on the land. Don't you think it's innovative? Everybody wants to be in the city. What are we doing to our farmers? I ask. So if you have a country that people will come, look, even under planting for food and jobs, it was not their plan. No, it was the plan of the NDC. You understand? We say productivity, raising productivity in the local economy. Plume. If you look at the flower of the Canadian this thing, that's the plume flower. So they did something in relating to that. They changed the name because they had changed the government in Canada. Then they also changed the name here, went back, the same proposal, redesigned 1 or 2 things, and decided to take the money. Ask me, the 100 million Canadian dollars that was given a Koto every year, where is the money? Where is the money? I ask. Cocoa under Ken Ofori-Atta, Bank of Ghana under Ken Ofori-Atta. Today, look at the Bank of Ghana. You understand? They were running at a loss under Ken Ofori-Atta. How can a state bank that is supposed to make sure it invests in the right places? Because if you look at how Champon used the central bank in the 70s to finance our development, and today people can see central bank na boka. It's you did this under Ken Ofori-Atta's watch. The governor is still walking around. Why? What is it? Look at the cocoa sector. Look at how they have run the cocoa sector down. We owe 32 billion cedis. Why? What is it? It's so painful. And we are watching all under Ken Ofori-Atta. He watched the economy go down. Look at how our environment has been destroyed. You understand? So please, let's wake up. Ghanaians must wake up. If you cannot get Ken Ofori-Atta, Chinuuni Pebi, make it somebody liable. No, Kaligajako and Co. Look, it's a complicit matter. I'm saying it's a Ponzi scheme. The people he came with, they are clear. You can see them. I saw one of them sitting on national television yesterday. Please. No. He put them in strategic positions. Let me tell you the positions he put them. You feel grant. Yeah, they look. Okay. He didn't run this year alone. Okay. I've told you how he managed to get into government and Nananado, how he disguised himself to know all, and then decided to bring his own people he has started with in Data Bank to superimpose themselves on the economy, and why he placed them to do certain things in order to bring us to our knees as we are today. Today, come and answer charges. You have run away. God, I talked about 16th June and 26th June.
Yes.
When you serve your nation, and you are given opportunity, and your government leaves power, you shouldn't be afraid when you are called to come and answer for action. You shouldn't be. Yes, you shouldn't be. Politicians in the past have done it. And when they overthrew Nkrumah, they did it. You understand? Under Buzia, when they overthrew him, they did it. You understand? Yes, under Liman, when they overthrew him, they did it. So even under a democracy, we have called people in recent times, when the NDC left power. Go and see what happened to the Kojotu Mwafus. He was a frequent visitor to Yoko, always being investigated for one thing or the other. Honorable Alex Mold were being called left, right, center every day, and many more people. We the NDC people,
We cultured ourselves. We didn't go running at those institutions and throwing stones because we knew our leaders. We knew they were clean and they had nothing to hide. But here we are. Kedoforata, we're Johnny on baby Koka. You see a tano.
Or didn't work and work.
But didn't work and work. So you agree with me that John Tinapa was right. Otilo, Onumishi, Ejakpa. Yes, I know this one. So in English you say sublimation. He has changed from solid to air. He's gone.
Let us say, Mr. Alisa Nelson, or a senior political analyst, on your honorable, Daniel Kwesia Shaman, Mayan crossover and a young a press conference be a yate say a OSP until Yabeko na yenya feedina. Ya yenya feedina na yako. Na yakwaje eno so aba na me ka also victory garlic mixture wunye binom ya pebinom obi ho ana na kobobo ne prepare eto se bia na won sai titriti eyeso ana weni so eyo echinu kusu wunya victory garlic mixture ne bia bebo ye papa improve blood circulation sa so na buo ni pedwe wo yaro nyaro me kanfo victory garlic mixture ma me pa cho bebre Ghana had enye na obibi eto edro bia wo Kings Walk Herbal wo kan hia dodo bi open won sabetumi aka and after Quancher for was 0244 0242545633 0242545633 and 020-129-3280 020-129-3280 na udin penifon kasana no so ontuminye binanom na je wo ho fi yare yinemo ex na chairman no water nso amuda hokroje wunye binom ya pex na chairman no water ne binanom eyenso a ye friend nsumo otumfo Stephen Apia nsu Paul Ambantamesi na edikamfo ye friend ex na chairman no water on na make am for amount wo ye parties family celebration occasion via ex na chairman no water na make am for amount pebinom na mbo ye papa maybe bi entumi nkonkan wo benya bi ato abroad weni atremo XYZ broadcasting ahimfia ha ye wo so abebrese street oba obehu bi ha ye wo depo kesena ho kese opank Robert dudu bi open won se betumi aka wo komelkom a won se bekebi anaso obetumi afre 0596273546 0596273547 na ka so dia bro fie bebi a wo bia Safari Valley Eco Resort in a medru so Safari Valley Eco Resort me pacho bebre e wo Kre district dewu e wo no behu e hoye 4-star forest land wudru ha weni betumi ajepa resort West Africa and sesubini ha omi adwuma 24 hours udru ha we a guest sabi rooms are papa no benya dem omo private swimming pools wo ho no so me pacho wankasa obi dwarim kama weni age enye swimming pool kesi bia ukro bia mekoye adwuma so wo bonso sabi wa obi mfa nteme obi na ho krupa na ode atom ekodema infection nko na enya nti be pacho we your private swimming pool kama pa na obehu mbo ahoro so ho zebra antelope ne mbo bebre na nkasa no so obehu ho efeye waterfalls wo ho canal bi anso wom no so tena canoe do namunam so ni na wonya no bebia age Safari Valley Eco Resort for reservation for 0596 914394 0596 9143 94 na wonim penfone din komo na bibia entumi enkon kansa Power Specialist Herbal Hospital no medru so ohene yere akosia edo ya yecheche opapa hepatitis B herbal and answer hepatitis B yare me pacho say yo A B C D yi ni na no mehwe to asamo fat liver na hono and answer sciatica na ho prostate ansana wonsana wonana mu abu also na kompo ansana fibroid hawa ni na no would ni chemo Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Dr. Akosia edo aya oni na doctor ampemfo a omoye adwon ho metumi abo Kumasi branch no mo fe yase Lake Busumtwi Road opposite Jezebel filling station Accra homo kwa benya poku ase ACP Road Takrade Anaji Estate adjacent Anaji MA Primary School for 0244 544422 and 0200 383831 na wonim penifon kasa na bibia ntumi enko enkansa Medimosis the Medimosis garlic capsules abedwaman so we ya ronya binuma beboa oye improve blood circulation obi also mensane me na ititi anansi achime anansi eden chill cholesterol level no was true eyi niema bia mbo ni peduani na afim sa so ne boost immune system no kama Medimosis garlic capsules na make for a diamond ye wo prostate disorders so sexual weakness bema no ba why your problem so na hypertension, diabetes, sciatica, typhoid fever, malaria fever, stroke, STIs ni na omo ye omo dentist so a woko behwe we no mo sen so pese utu o feeling mo white no sen a omo dental clinic ho a dentist ho behwe kama so mo cha kwan wa dental bar opposite the police station ASL building inside Ghana Highways Authority Yard Accra Ministry sa obi hu omo ho Ajay Kojo opposite school for the deaf and sana Kumasi Ahimai Kokobin Santa so boaso kwan so from 0244 068 447 na bibia entumi konkan mamembi sa say make us say OSP video na aye ready yenko na yenko fambra ye ba ya to ankomo no so wosiri okay ye pema kwa enim dia na ye beko eye chema wuntumi nsensem no so mame sha so honorable say Friday ni hu say no lawyers no kra no sabi wa menteme ho ase abam carry ni mako Friday no or the court say to me 50 million an ording court nhwe asem no review any mekeka ho ndes wa san redraw so abachema to me nsem ne de ensem mebre apia ku bi si lawyers nsem bi ho so mutie ne yie because say na lawyer to view no mo ko ha adwene yi papa ma yenkonkotie OSP nsem kakra bi mbra ye ba list wa ha honorable ashaman so ha ye besesia
that the possible surgical intervention to be performed on him was to occur on 20 and 21 March 2025, upon which reckoning the OSP carefully considered the recovery period and indulgently pushed Mr. Furiata's attendance at the OSP to 2 June 2025. Therefore, Mr. Furiata had a duty to promptly inform the OSP of any fundamental change in his medical circumstances on 21 March 2025, when the advertised surgical intervention was not performed, to enable the OSP reschedule a new date of his attendance at the OSP to accommodate any such material changes in his medical condition and treatment itinerary. Mr. Furiata has known, at least since 21 March 2025, that no surgical procedure was to be performed on him in March. Yet, he purposely sat by indolently and chose not to inform the OSP of such fundamental changes in his circumstances. Instead, about 67 days after learning of the alleged changed circumstances around 21 March 2025, Mr. Furiata elected to spring a surprise on the OSP on 28 May 2025, just 6 days before his scheduled attendance at the OSP, by offering to undergo a video recorded interview and a viewing of his biopsy report. Now, back to the 28 May 2025 letter from the lawyers of Mr. Furiata. As I said, this is where we are. By a letter dated 30 May 2025, the OSP declined Mr. Furiata's offer of video recorded interview for the purpose of eliciting his caution statement. This office has always insisted on his personal attendance, and we have indicated clearly to him that we are unwilling to waive it. If we were amenable to taking any such statement from Mr. Furiata in absentia, we would have done so in February and not waited to 2 June 2025. We want him here physically, and we insist on it. A suspect in a criminal investigation does not pick and choose how the investigative authority should conduct its investigations and the method suitable to him and his convenience. We will not countenance such conduct, not in this case or in any other case. Further, the OSP has declined Mr. Furiata's invitation to view his biopsy report, as we consider it a pointless exercise. This is because it is common learning that the biopsy report contains nothing more than a conclusion upon the removal and examination of tissue, cells, or fluids from a living body that some disease or malady was indicated in the samples taken. A biopsy report is not an expression of a reasoned medical opinion that the subject of the report is an invalid and unable to travel. as Mr. Furiata seeks to suggest is his condition, and for which reason he says he cannot return to the jurisdiction. This much is clear. Since 24 January 2025 till date, Mr. Furiata has failed to show any medical report. I underline, he has failed to show any medical report which suggests that he is a travel risk and unable to return to the jurisdiction by reason of his medical condition. It has all been his say-so, his singular say-so. Therefore, the OSP views Mr. Furiata's lawyer's letter dated 28 May 2025 as an expression of utter bad faith on the part of Mr. Furiata, and it confirms our long-held, well-considered opinion and conclusion that Mr. Furiata has no intention of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction and to attend the OSP. Further, this office is unaware of his purported information to the court, whether orally or by file processes, of the alleged change in his circumstances. Today is Monday, 2 June 2025. It is more than 3 hours past the scheduled time of Mr. Furiata's attendance at the OSP, and Mr. Furiata failed to attend the OSP today. Mr. Furiata's conduct is totally unacceptable and a baleful spite at law enforcement and criminal investigations. It ends here. It ends today. We will no longer accommodate him. Consequently, the OSP redeclares that Mr. Furiata is a wanted person and a fugitive from justice. His name is hereby re-entered on the OSP's list of wanted persons. The OSP will take all necessary legal steps to secure Mr. Furiata's return to the jurisdiction and to answer to the criminal inquiries against him. In pursuance of this, about 30 minutes before this briefing, I triggered processes for the issuance of an Interpol red notice for the location and provisional arrest of Mr. Kenneth Furiata, extradition or his surrender. Around the same time, I dispatched a request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction. I dispatched a request for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction. This extradition to the Republic of Ghana. The OSP will prefer criminal charges in the courts against Mr. Furiata in due course, whether in absentia or otherwise. The principle upon which we proceed is that no person, regardless of title, regardless of status, regardless of medical, is beyond the reach of inquiry by the OSP. Thank you.
Okay.
My name is.
See, the attorney, special prosecutor, Oria Kisie Jabena, make us say, why press conference says, no, Ora Ken of Furiata as I wanted. And as I am baby, and see, because the 2nd June, no, they say, no, when ya amba, and see, say, no, so abeto janon, and see, answer questions in Tikakra.
You can go ahead even without his presence. What exactly is the OSP interested in getting the finance minister back? Relating to the NPA case, you said that you give out the names of who did what at the right time.
When we file.
Yes, when you file. But I remember at the last press conference, you had singled out the former CEO of the NPA in the person of Mustafa Hamid. It's fair to ask, is he part of the issues you outlined here today, or his is different? Because you have come out to say that you have not even engaged him, you've not notified him.
Is that so?
Yes, of any form of interrogation, and he's not done anything wrong. Thank you. And the final thing with Cecilia Dapa is it that you disagree? Because we know that Ioko's stance on the matter was based on an advice from the former Attorney General, who says that if you look at the reading of the law, money laundering should be on a predicate offense. Is it that the Office of the Special Prosecutor disagreed with that legal view.
Can I answer? Then we go.
Is there any more questions so that we are clear that...
You know, Sam, let me override you. Sometimes when it's fresher in mind, the responses come quick. By the time I take 20 questions, I'll forget the meat of what he said. What is his presence? What will his presence do? Now, as I said, in due course, we will charge him, whether in absentia or otherwise. Imagine we charge him in absentia and we get a conviction against him. Who are we imprisoning or who are we fining? Sir, to get the simple mathematics of it. As I said in my brief, a suspect in a criminal matter does not choose how the investigative authority should go about investigating him. When he wants to appear, when he decides to appear, in what way he wants to appear. We do not take caution statements online from a foreign jurisdiction. You get me? And who says I even want to take a caution statement from him? He is the one who is dictating, he wants to dictate the process. You get it? And we have always insisted from the onset that we want him here. Legally, I will say that to you. But there's a far more grave reason why we need him here. And since the investigation is still going on, it will be rounded up soon. I will not be able to disclose it to you. But as I said, that possibility, if we take him to court, if he is convicted, if he is sentenced to some number of days, months, years in prison, in absentia, what would we have done if we didn't take steps to bring him here? Mind you, this office investigated a former president. The former president was served at the time with the same kind of directive to appear before the OSP. We didn't have to be chasing the former president around the world, how much less a former minister for finance. What is so special about Mr. Ofori-Atta that he thinks he is unique and should be treated like a king? As I said, we have indulgently accommodated him. It ends here. It ends here today. This rigmarole is not going to go on anymore. We are not going to accommodate such conduct again. We've granted him so long a rope, it's tied him up, and it's done. Our NPA, yes, we singled out 3 individuals on 12 February, and you said one said he hadn't been engaged. Or let me ask my operational directors, should I review? They say no. So when we file, as I said, we will go through, we will brief you who did what, who took what, who acquired what, and what we've been able to identify, and what we've been able to retrieve so far. We've retrieved some things too. Cecilia Dabra. When in May 2024, the then head of IOCO returned the docket back to the OSP. The OSP didn't comment, did it? We didn't express an opinion as to whether we agreed with its conclusion or otherwise, or as to whether we agreed with the Attorney General then. We had investigated the matter. We had hit a wall in terms of our mandate. We were seeing things that looked like in the province of IOCO's mandate. So we sent the docket to IOCO under a referral, under provisions under our act, not for them to go to court, because we didn't think the docket was ready for prosecution. What we suggested was do your own investigation, commence your own investigation to see if you will see conclusions of what we think we are seeing. They returned it to us wholly and said they didn't have any basis upon which to commence investigation. Now a year later, there's a new leadership. A new leadership has requested for the docket that they want to review and commence investigation. So we've given it back to IOCO under the new leadership, and we have promised them our full collaborative support and partnership in respect of their review and investigation. Shouldn't you be happy that someone wants to take action and not someone who just closes a file and says, I can't even open up to investigate? Yes.
the office of the special prosecutor nankasa na yɛte ne nka no owura Kisie Jabin na ɔde nsɛm na abɛto dwa nti sɛ ade owura Keno Foriata I wanted you.
I said it here from the day that they said we should wait till May that he was going to come and he was sick. I said that it was a scheme just to delay his coming. You see that 6 days before 2nd June, he now writes to the OSP to tell him another story. He's a storyteller. Gomo yoyini onumishin. Yoyini amaleloni. Onumishin yeah click a dekecheni. E bake baba juo. Ne ko shika ne ke fele no. No, he's not ready to come and face anybody to answer any question. He planned this day that he would not come. Look, in fact, don't sack the OSP. Rather empower the OSP. Yes, he has convinced me. Yes, he has convinced me. Okay. No, Neniabre, look at what Keno Foriata did. The opportunity cost, the Ponzi scheme he ran, the cathedral project. Look at the money involved. $58 million to dig a hole. You cannot even swim in it. You cannot even rear fishes in it. You cannot use that pit for anything. $58 million of the country's money. $58 million out here. Or you don't understand what I'm saying? Yeah, but let me times it by the. I'm telling you, it's a lot of money. It runs into billions of cedis. He paid it out of rough procurement. And there's nothing to show. Much ado about nothing in the name of God. Yes, look at it. Zero. Then you talk about the termination of the ECG project. Millennium Challenge account Abaha. Omudio Musika $190 million. Dollars. Abeshem. Not Kelly Gadget to board. Yeah, you know more go up and down. I've seen they were coming to do something. They were rather going to swallow that $190 million of the Americans. They saw it. They ran away because they put up fake documents, fake insurance documents, and other things. Are these people well intended? No. Then you talk about the ambulance procurement. Look at where he put the company. And then the procurement and maintenance of the ambulances. Or the man yes, this is somebody. Look at the amount of money involved. Why was a champion shot in 1979? I ask you this question always. And this family was involved. They celebrated when a champion was shot. How much money? With all the time and energy a champion spent to develop this country, he built Dansoman. So he used his salary as guarantee to buy some of the houses in Dansoman. When the coup of 5th July 1978 came and they took him home, they investigated him. They said he used his position to acquire that property. Oh, he built it. So he cannot acquire some for his family. He was brought out, yes, and he had paid up to a certain extent. Nobody will listen to him. I'm saying this family, Keno Foriata's family, they celebrated when a champion was shot for less. Today, look at the GRA, the tax, the Provident Fund Management. Look at what he did. Criminal intentions, criminal sins, just to leak the money out and steal it. Look at the Sputnik V. Look at the All African Games. How they paid money on the ministry. Yes. Look at all the World Bank projects that came for drainage and other things in the economy. Do you know Keno Foriata sat down and gave all those contracts to Volux Ghana Limited that belongs to Budieto's wife? Yes, all the World Bank drains projects. Why? You came to steal from us and make it your own. I'm not afraid to say it. He's a runaway. When I call him a thief, nobody can hold me responsible. Not even his lawyers. What they need to do is to bring him if they have any suit against me. If I call him a thief, he's a thief. There's nothing I can say again. Look at what you have come to run this state into, put us into a pit. Look at what you are doing with the dollar in the city. Not knowing that it could be managed better. Yes, just based on sincerity. Why? What is it? So look, the OSP must be supported. He indeed must be supported to succeed. Look, cassava, those who steal cassava, go to someone prison, go to the infirmary. They are sick. They are under investigation. Cassava, plantain, yes. Yes. If you steal plantain, 7 fingers, and you go to court, you are made to count and go to prison. Go and see the number of people who are sick in Sawam. Go to the police stations across the country. Those who are being prosecuted, who are sick on a daily basis, who go and face charges. Look, it is only when you are on death row that you are sick that you are allowed to remain healthy before you are hanged or sent to the gallows or used for electric chair. Apart from that, any other thing, even if you're on your sick bed and you can talk and you can show sign or you can write, you can be put under investigation. Go to our hospitals. You see people, things hanging on their hands. Go to the NIB. Me, I've been sent to the National Bureau of Investigations before under the Munte Treaty. We're kept there from morning to evening without water. What is it? At the time, what did we do? Mina yo Julio kendo for ata Julio yes when you make guasi so we busu for mun ka kire no so wo sofo mun ka kire so ya no Toyota ba sorry no when you make guasi when you make guasi akromfo mo wiaga da sika mo jani when you make guasi if you a man come and face your accusers Alisa,
it's okay.
Criminals like this.
Alisa, yeah. And the answer no good so there. For now, the yen to being serious. So yeah, no umbrella being some no a bubana into a way there. Alisa, honorable,
no one say now they are here with you.
Honorable,
what can I say? It is good we are resetting this country. And I'm happy I'm with Alista today. No say a yeman say or pass special prosecutor. You see, a decorated monkey is still a monkey. You get me right.
No, it's a little serious today.
Yeah. Well, serious there were but the truth of the matter is that
you see his demeanor.
The truth of the matter is that he's doing it just to maintain his position, but he's not doing it as natural. Say, ama Ghana no engineer baby because he has been with them before. Do you get it right? It will be difficult for him. Oye we ni na no second uforeta ni hantino enunti na oye. Second Fureta ba has a option and him say Ubun say Adabianu Besisa. I will thank him for all that the steps he's taking right now. Say Osadi a 2 wanted list. Until we de to make us say Kanu Fureta Sadini Akawura or the Nihu Akawura inti Abai Shishenu. And he has to feel look, I draw Kanu Fureta a man crofanum ama. Omu business are saying SSNum Sadrun. I don't hate Kenufurata for anything. He must take that drug, he must take that medicine. Because look, when you look at this man, me, I'm a marketer, professional marketer. UT Bank. Look at the man. And Kenufurata does not feel any sympathy for this man. Obia dika omemu, a bank dika. It is a Ghana bank say ye Juma Mudika. You need not revoke their licenses. You did not think about the youth or Ghanaians who were working in this bank. What Jilan said, look at Ufye Papanu there. But I thank God that man has a type of heart. To me, standing all these persecutions and now social injustices are so Ken Ofureta must face that. The debt exchanger as America. Ken Ofureta nipa musi wakwa yel anayel minim nyomuka etumia ma nkokrafo ni mbrewa eje musika omu ye demonstration obinumu kitandro enomunum eko Ministry of Finance onantika krajise wanuma dro jise dia konja komano this Kenufurata particular Kenufurata. So I am saying that I don't hate him, but he must take his own medicine. And if the special prosecutor have started this way, I think I'll give him 45 over 100. Now, 45 over 100. Because saying is one thing, the doing and the action itself is another. Inti ne okani nyinanu obeye na say you do to wanted list enya sem ketwa e just say pie free fie ya wo kwa pot na ya sha say chufru yes so these are some of the things that that's why I gave him 45%. But we as Ghanaians, we must be resolute. Na say to me difficult for that as well. No more training the MPP for any nyinano eye kindergarten for the day because we cannot leave this country into the hands of chaos or lawlessness. The Duma position mawa na moye they were telling us during that time and Osla no say you better personality audit and have you heard that word? Lifestyle audit.
Yes.
Do you get it right? Lifestyle audit. Eugene Ahimunina and Kansasai lifestyle audit so that the MPP people know that Ghana, we are really serious and we are not afraid of them.
Oh, yes.
We are not, we must not, we will never be afraid of MPP. So, the special prosecutor, you have started, yes, we have agreed. Let us move on like that because 52.5 billion susu ewo yamfa to list wesu Ghana for yamfa to list wesu sika to me yira ya sika to me yira into a nonsense nanado ankasa baumia ankasa adisi ankasa inda baumia sora no so no na di policy we ba yesika yasika you couldn't say anything about it.
Hey, serious.
Look, NDC government or the government of the constitution of Ghana to ensure that the right thing is done. And I'm very, very sure, say, by the time we get to 2028, if we look at the scandals that are actually hovering around the MPP, even flag bearer, they will not get the flag bearer to stand in front of that party say or contesting because they have destroyed this country. They have destroyed this country. Go to a trouble gas, Omuja Eka to ho, ECG, Ekane Guho, Uber, National Health Insurance and health sector. Nyema Mahama to yenina, especially so the Rich Hospital. Nicholas, me see Rich Hospital. I was in Parliament. Ye janu ti say Abrochire Hospital. Everything was set. In that corner that hospital. For this number of years, 8 years, they did not replace equipment. Equipment broke down. They subcontract some of the department into private people, and they were taking money like nothing else. If you go to NLA, National Lotteries, Samia Uku contracted our revenue source into a private company. They were using the state stamps. Eddie Disivunyama, meanwhile Sikanuba, private hands who call Ghana embassy in Washington. Listen to that boy, the Kwati or what they call him, the way he was talking. Government employ you, government put you in a plane, sent you to America to go and work, and then you've gotten a creative mind and you put your link on the government page, and you are taking money for people. You interview to Nukranu. Now or yet to say I said, look at it. Who train MPP people like this with this type of awkward management minds, awkward management governance? Say, who your mouth salary, who sabi we link their two abine pages, obi per visa back Ghana. Now who chini sika se uko envelope. Now envelope no abine de on to winter. Abine on to winter envelope. So Kanofurata, they are the leaders of this. Even Baumia go for all of my dada or the Yesika gold comma brokers. Nicola or the gold or the comma brokers or more charge SR charge interest account. So it was not free. That is why the World Bank told them to stop that type of trade. And that person even need to answer questions to this nation. So special prosecutor, I think 45 is okay for now, but work hard. You do too cool. Who working harder? Send a list. You know why I said passing. Oh, that's as I
segregated JM under the Embry. Yes, and what it took JM through, I'm sure JM himself has seen that. No, the guy is a professional. Let me leave him to do the same things that he did to us.
Yes,
yes. Want to be the governor of Ashanti. Yeah, free Accra, see a boy.
As a Ghana for bro. MPP for minister do.
Me say, you free Hako Kumasi TVXYZ. You free Hako Kumasi. Me am for Kelvin Munia, Dini Mugabe, Kruya Koye. Yeah, Juma Yawadebi. Echoya Koye no aba enemy. There's some accuracy of a stop way. Then you have power ye, so be easy. Can the guys near dinner campaign time? Yeah, campaign time. When Kumasi to tell the Ashantis that the NDC loves the Ashantis. There's no way that the NDC will hate the Ashantis. Even in Rollins's first time, if you check his 8 years, at one time in the economy, there were about 20 Ashantis Auditor General, Accountant General, Governor of Bank of Ghana. He trusted them. He married from the Ashanti region and gave them children. Yes. We have Fruma as NDC in Ashanti. Inti na mamun entu ejeje mu na kasa na ekofom into Obaho oso obebuyen. Na me yadam person mu bie gate na ko face no. We want to make abro for obetu ejamanim. But the security for the call within seconds. And the man can uta okredo no you make cross a law. So pay ya pe no say no video no. I hope pepe or the information bre Mugabe. Bonnet 1 2 3 no take kasa na eba no. Anu tu ni car. Yes, I call following time. Friday night, broadcasting on my yet to try lines to the station. This guy, if JM is going to Ashanti region, he wants to make himself governor of the Ashanti region. But you see, it's painful. Yes, but which is wrong. He wants to be partisan with his actions in politics. Whatever he does, he wants to be partisan. I'm the one MPP guy. I'm this, I'm that. As somewhere it's not about partisanship. And yes, I know you're JMBB, and now they go the better or yeah, NDCB, no. Nipa way, where Tumiako Dada Cocoa board. Say Oji Cocoa roads are here. Sikaye body note. It be $45 million. It be $71 million. Do you know the alternative use, the opportunity cost the nation has gone through with that money going to his pocket and not fixing those roads? Ashanti Region 4 constituency chairman here, the one can say a press conference. I catch what they have lost. Those roads that he had to construct in order to serve the people of the Ashanti region, that he didn't do, that he pocketed the money. Look at the road projects. Tama yetua ne ka Cocoa board. Esime mo obi ayentu obi aka. Nipa no tua ne ka deputy CEO Owani. By this time I saw Dakulam. I say Yachino, long time. How does he go to the Exim Bank to convince the Exim Bank to give him 10 million? Zero. Why? Nobody followed up. The Exim Bank, don't they have follow-up officers to see where the farm was and what progress the farm was making? Nobody followed up. Look for that managing director at Exim Bank who gave him the 10 million. Arrest him too, and the officers who were to supervise the money go down. Do you know what $10 million can do in this economy, bro? Do you know what it can do? As I'm sitting here, give me $1 million. And I'll become like Dangote in 5 years. I'm telling you. And then you have people who take political opportunity. They know next to nothing on my thing. They say, Kube, finim, Kubeto. Then they get a political opportunity, come and stand in front of everybody and use the opportunity to steal from the state. Use the opportunity to acquire wealth and call themselves rich. Look at the environmental disaster this guy brought to this nation. He came to show us the evidence with gold on his TV that we should watch on YSika. How did he get it? He entered our forest. Nanado opened our forest for him. Akunta, go and destroy it. Destroy our water bodies. That was the evidence of God he was showing to us. So we must take action against him because of the disaster he caused to the environment alone. That one alone deserves that he goes to prison. The green transition we are talking about internationally. You go to the Green Transition Society and report his actions. Yeah, go Akunta mining. Where would you know more? Nimre forest. Somewhere boy, look at what he has done. Charlie, it was Kutu Achampo who grew that forest in the 70s. So go and ask. Now, look, what you get from that forest alone, so go and ask the hunters. They make a lot of game. Yes, so you ask the choba operators. There's a lot of turnover alone from hunting in that forest when it comes to that area. In millions of dollars, worth more than the gold. And what me catch yes, and they say yes. So why would you go and destroy the land and destroy the water and bring out the gold and call yourself a rich man at the expense of the state? Baby, I will free crying. School die bear free crying. How do you lead people who such? Yes, and yet. So you must have good intentions coming into national politics. So the opportunity you got. Do you know what would have come of us? Yes. Do you know what would have come of all of us if you fixed that road and kept the profits and made the road last for the next 30 years? Does he know the blessing you get and his family? If you phone the accident or so, look, I say, I'm telling you, if you phone the best was because of partisan arrest. No, but dear money body. O mine yakuni papen because of mining kuntebuo. I always talk about Kutu Achampo, Feli, and all the soldiers who were killed, FIFA and other things. They were charged for less. They were killed for less.
So why in a democracy we are not able to bring justice to the dining table of democracy? We are people who enter democracy under the guise of seeking power, always and means anybody at all, without conscience, without any good intention. They enter the national political cycle and look at what they do to us. Look at the damage they do to us. He didn't care about destroying our forests. He didn't care about flaunting the gold he stole from our forests, which was all of us our own. He didn't care anything. And then today, if it's under investigation, few people are shouting. Look, the US is even interested. They have talked about money laundering. Yes, they are interested. The cars he bought. They say he stole them from Canada, most of it. He's also under investigation. Yes. The only thing that will make me keep quiet and follow the trial is that he has gone to call the almighty lawyer and the Apiakubi to become his lawyer. And I say, I'm telling you, like we'll match them boot for boot. Useless people who went to sit at Yoko. Useless. Why didn't you go to court? Useless people. I'm disgraced by some of them. I don't want to mention their names to glorify them. Is that how to protest? Marco Transform. When school children are sitting far away under trees on the floor under your government 8 years, you couldn't tell the government to bring them bench. Even in a futu, there are villages where people sit on the floor going to school. You come and sit on the floor and tell me you go and sit in air conditioning 4x4 car later on, and then you go for a massage that you are tired, and then you come and tell me you're protesting. God forbid. Look, the law will deal with the guy. Why he's being kept there is because of Gary Nimaku's request for the bail conditions to be dropped. And you know not say TV should be go train. Also, Ofia 69, can't he put up 2 of the houses, just 2 for sale, and then come and bail himself? They all no, it's they're asking for money, so their money, so your own property. And I'm saying that MPP for no moon Jimmy Pan Indiana. Or your original chairman. Why all this while? Obeying to me, sorry for your sentiments. He can be anywhere. He can be anywhere. Do they trust him?
Me won't say Santamine to the Africa, says Santa Funaba.
Yeah, cry a tea and Sabio. But me see you, go, yeah, tea and cartoon, Munte 3 for free. Why? We're the most visited prisoners in Sawam. They came from Boliga all the way Tamale to come and visit us in Sawam. Who come and support such an enterprise? Party near your DC Kamau in the name of the region. Now now party for say this kind of mom the party no afa. Now they are out there now from Gangalia. And then the law has caught up with you. Me, that's what I've said. That the state will always continue. He had responsibility. He went to the Exim Bank to ask for a loan to go and do a farm. We want to see the maize. Yes, yeah. So then he also asked for money to go and fix cocoa roads. He has taken the money. We need to find out.
Catfish crying swimming pool na no.
So Charlie, we cannot forgive this one.
Okay, honorable.
We cannot forgive this one.
Yeah, Breno call. Wait there 2 minutes. Fetch. Yeah, Breno call. 2 minutes.
Nanado see the question e true to me. Nti chama ene de obetumi wotumi ene de obetumi o de kwase na obetumi nti nanado ayusi omo awie nanado wo ho no wa shom kutupa no mu diboni a o kahwe a obi enti etiefo mu nti chama wontumi a o kase wanye adwuma as a minister da wanye adwuma as a board chairman da no ensema yeti wo mamu ni say aban cars baako 18 yakofa woni fie allegedly so yakofa 18 na wo a wonye dwuma wo aban akache wo a wonye board chairman say enukra pa de ba mu se na 18 cars wo fie enti muntie no ye wo a wo ye woni aban nye dwuma no 9 bensu na wo gina na wo kogi 10 million say wo kodo Abraham Ghana Uni appointment biao. These are some of the issues. Wa uni appointment biano. Wa koji koko roots. Inti 9 benzo 2 benzo na wujina na koji those koko roots. It is because your party was in power. It is because you are a regional chairman. Enunti na unkwano utuminya saade no. Unkrofo kra ba be ka say 1 million 1 constituency adimanu na nkomusi 200,000 na 10% no yen fama na 20% yen fama polling station agents na de omo from no one fast can no among so say one mrantie say omuba hobe ebe mau solidarity supporter, they know that it is because of some of these things. And until you always see the national executives or parliamentarians inti sanya manu enuna ekosu minia John Opoku ewo Kajakro minia Kenzi ewo Jasika minia Dan ewo Jasika michiamu nyina amuhwe any sister Irene Elbaka and my own wife Judith michiamu nyina.
Okay, Alisa,
Dr. Kofi Omaneboama, Minister for Defense.
Yeah. Okay.
He was at the London School of Economics to deliver a lecture on the future of Africa.
Okay.
And you have to get the speech and listen to the interesting things he said. Okay. That our challenges will rather become the possibilities for the way forward. Dr. Kofi Omaneboama.
Okay, Mamenda Alistair Nelson, I say, or a senior political analyst, is also now Honorable Daniel Kwesi Ashamai, a former member of Parliament in Mabuem in the OT region. Me, you made the Huchiame. You're from Nicholas. Yeah, who's yours? Over to me. I'm from King Nicholas. But Menda, Mr. Kelvin Asante, I say. Menda, Peter, I say. Menda, Ralph Jampo, I say. Menda, Sofo, Prince, Menda, no Swasa, Papa, na gifting it him, Nina. Mema Muswidi, or Hinababo, ama Benny, or ne a Beposo hima, ne the news, Papa, in a candidate brain news at 6. The baby will be an Okoso, Neti Power 97.9 FM, TVXYZ, and Radio XYZ 93.1. Nyamiamba, Debbie Bebasenesia. Have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.